Welcome to ACC Network Football, presented by Dr. Pepper. We're here in Winston-Salem. 4-4 Cal travels to 4-4 Wake Forest, the first ever meeting between these two schools in football. And welcome inside a Legacy Federal Credit Union Stadium alongside 7-year NFL veteran and former Miami Hurricane Orlando Franklin. I'm George Sedano. Morgan Uber will join us in just a second. Orlando, when you look at these two teams, you see the record both in conference and out, and they're coming off byes. This is a big game for both teams regarding bowl eligibility.
Yeah, they were able to get healthier in that bye, right? Coming back, and hopefully it's a photo finish where you can get that last push. But the bye also allows you to realign your team goals. And now it's all about getting those last 2 wins to become bowl eligible. A loss tonight will significantly deplete your chances of punching your ticket to a bowl game at the end of the season. But a win tonight, with both these teams having nothing but ACC conference play, they can really throw a wrench in conference rankings and ruin some people's Christmases.
And you saw there a lot more daunting for Wake Forest if they lose this home game today. For more on Wake Forest and Coach Dave Clawson, here's Morgan.
Coach, how will you look to challenge this Cal defense with your explosive running back like Damon Claiborne?
Well, we're going to have to run the ball today. Cal has one of the better secondaries we've faced this year. And, Damon's the guy that makes us go. So we'll feed him early and often, and hopefully that'll lead to some big plays.
With a quarterback like Fernando Mendoza that can scramble, how do you look to contain him defensively?
Well, you got to be really good with your pass rush lanes. If you ever bring pressure and play man, if you don't keep your integrity of your pass rush lanes, he'll take off and run for 30, 40 yards. So that's going to be really critical that we do a great job keeping lane integrity.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you, Morgan and Coach Clawson. Wake Forest has won the toss. They will defer. Cal will receive. Caleb Carson will kick it off to Noel Williams, who's the deep man for Cal. Noel Williams, the all-world corner. And it bounces right past him into the end zone, and Cal will begin their first drive at their own 25-yard line. Fernando Mendoza, a young man who is the 14th leading passer in FBS in regards to yardage. He has had a great season passing it, but he's slippery running, Orlando.
Yeah, he brings that vision to the quarterback position. With being so tall at 6'5", you don't really think he can do it. But the thing I love the most about this young man, George, is he does not give up on a play. He constantly follows plays, chases it down, and gives his team everything he has.
And Mendoza takes the first snap. Quick toss to the boundary. It is complete to Jaden Ott. Welcome back, Jaden Ott. And he's been dealing with all sorts of injuries, but this is a guy that Mel Kiper Jr. predicted as potentially the #1 running back going into the draft this season. Hasn't played a ton this year, though.
Yeah, the running back position, you get hit from all over, and sometimes when you get a nagging injury, it's something that you can't get rid of.
See Ott in the backfield with Jack Endries in motion, the tight end. Play action, Mendoza over the middle, fires, and is complete to Isaiah Hunter. He'll pick up the first down.
2 back-to-back plays by Cal, getting the ball out of Mendoza's hands really quick, but really testing the secondary of Wake Forest.
16-yard gain, and Cal moving quickly. Another play-action pass all day for Mendoza. Takes a deep shot. His man falls down. Flag on the play. Brady goes down, but a flag there. Zamari Stevenson in coverage.
Zamari Stevenson has to be able to find that football while it's in the air and hopefully make a play on it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's our lead official, Gary Patterson, today. One of the best in the business, and a first down for Cal. By the way, we were told a late scratch for defensive tackle Bryce Gaines of Wake Forest. That's a big loss, losing their senior from Houston, Texas. Number 94, Zach Levician is getting the start.
Yeah, and when it's a game-time scratch, you miss out on those reps leading up to the game.
Mendoza from the Wake Forest 40. Plenty of time. Delivers over the middle. Complete to Grizel for another first down.
Fernando Mendoza continues to wow you with his arm. Last 3 games, 84 for 115 passing attempts. He's completing 73% of his throws right now. Has 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's taking care of the football as well.
No runs yet for Cal. And right on cue, here's Ott. And he is met near the line of scrimmage.
It's a really good job by Wake Forest's defensive line. That's going to be the matchup to watch. Wake Forest's defensive line versus this banged-up Cal offensive line today. So if you're Wake Forest, you want Cal to try to run the football to really allow your big boys to eat. They've been a little bit sluggish in coverage this year, so hopefully the defensive line can take control of this game.
Wayman on the tackle, second down. Play action, a quick toss, goes through the hands of a defender there, Devon Patterson. Didn't get his head up quick enough, but was able to put a finger or a couple of fingers on that one.
Yeah, Devon Patterson, that Swiss Army knife for this Wake Forest defense. Great job getting his eyes on Fernando Mendoza to be able to make a play on that football.
Jonathan Brady, the intended receiver. 3rd and 10 for Cal.
In this situation, I'd be thinking about just getting at least 5 yards, making an easier field goal.
Mendoza, pressure coming up the middle. He escapes. He's on the loose. Picks up the first down. And there you see what Dave Clawson was talking about. A slippery guy after a 13-yard gain there, where you don't think he can run, but he absolutely will tuck it and run it.
A great job by Mendoza, going through the progression, but stepping through the tackle, keeping his feet moving the whole entire time. And don't take unnecessary hits. Great job by that young man.
Top of the formation, Tobias Merriweather, the transfer from Notre Dame. First game this season. Mendoza looking his way, pressure from behind, and throws it away. Pressure there by Justin Cody. We can faintly hear Gary Patterson there. Fernando Mendoza outside the tackle box, so no grounding.
Justin Cody relentless with his rush. Affect the quarterback. Not a lot of sacks for this defense, but that's a great play.
2nd and 10, Mendoza again to the air. Delivers complete near the 5-yard line to Tobias Merriweather, the junior again from Washington State. Another first down.
6'5", 195 pounds. Runs great routes. Just sits in the middle of that zone. A big body frame and a great target for Mendoza moving forward.
1st and goal at the 6. Ott takes it. Ott trying to slither through the defensive line. Gets about a yard.
This offensive line for Cal this year has been really banged up. They've rotated guys in and out that lineup. Not one guy for Cal up front has played in all the games so far this season. It's been musical chairs, so hopefully they can find a rhythm. Frederick Williams, 54, getting the start at right tackle with the original right tackle, TJ Sessions, starting at right guard for them today, number 72.
10th play of the drive for Cal. Ott again. Tries to spin out of trouble, but met by a number of defenders there. Branson Combs first on the scene, along with Devon Patterson following it.
Right now, Wake Forest's defensive line is just winning the pad-level battle. And to win this game, it's going to be won in the trenches. Wake Forest doing a really good job of jacking up the offensive line and playing with extension to get off blocks to make tackles.
3rd and goal. Ball at the 4-yard line. Mendoza with time, finds his target, Endries. He's going to be short. Evan Slocum with a touchdown-saving tackle for Wake Forest. 4th down upcoming.
Great job by Evan Slocum. I mean, he gives up about 40 pounds to Endries in that situation. Right here, if I'm Cal, I got to go for it. I have the momentum. I'd go for it.
Timeout.
Player down.
California player.
Looks like Endries.
Oh, that would be a big loss. Jack Endries, former walk-on for this football team in Cal, and is the team leader right now in reception yards with 421, has become a real safety blanket for Fernando Mendoza.
Good to see he's on his feet. Walking off on his own power. Let's take a look at the play.
Tight end middle screen, you want to get that offensive line out in front of him. Endries a little bit fast with the tempo, can't get the blockers in front, and just a big hit by Wake Forest defensively, rallying to the football for that big stop right there by the goal line.
Evan Slocum first there, then Dylan Hazen up top. 12th play of the drive for Cal, and they're going.
I love this decision. When you are able to go out there and have a long drive, come on, coach, trust us. We're right there, a couple yards out. This offensive line, you got to finish with your guy in the end zone. If you could do that, we are going to find team success offensively for Cal.
3 tight ends out there for Cal. They pitch it wide to Ott, and he walks in, but there's a flag on the play.
They're going to get Jeffrey Johnson, tight end, reserve tight end. He usually gets in for the short yardage. It's going to be holding on him.
Holding. Offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
Yep, the 6'5", 260-pound redshirt junior from Manhattan Beach, California.
They love putting him in this situation. You're going to see to the top of your screen. Just doesn't keep his feet running. Great job by Branson Combs, edging him and throwing his arms up so the referees can see that, because that is a 4-point swing by Branson Combs being able to draw that penalty.
Derek Morris, the true freshman from Dayton, Ohio, will attempt the field goal. He was the backup until the NC State game. A 30-yard attempt. There's the snap, the kick is up, and it is good. So Cal strikes first. Derek Morris, a 30-yard field goal. Justin Wilcox's crew got to be happy about the start.
ACC Network Football is presented by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights here in Winston-Salem. ACC Network Football presented by Dr. Pepper. Cal with the score on their first drive, 12 plays, 64 yards, 4:57 off the clock, a 29-yard field goal by Derek Morris.
Great job by Cal coming out. Coaches are always worried about their football team coming off a bye week. Are we going to be sluggish? Are we not going to start off fast? Great job, Cal, offensively getting out there and marching down the field, coming off that drive for points.
Ryan Coe will kick it off for Cal. Damon Claiborne, the deep man for Wake. And he's going to field it around the 5. And met just shy of the 20-yard line. Ball is loose. Cal picks it up and runs it back. It's a touchdown.
The ruling on the field was a fumble recovery by the kicking team, return for a touchdown.
This Cal coaching staff talked about stressing during the bye week. We need more forced fumbles. We need more punch outs. Wow, a great play by special teams, having a massive impact on this game on a guy that carries the ball all the time and is used to having the ball in his hands.
Hunter Barth popped it out and then run back by Miles Williams.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Previous play is under further review.
I think you got to take a look at this. Seems very close.
It was a 15-yard return if it holds.
Damon Claiborne, so used to having the ball in his hands. A stud running back for this Wake Forest team. Brings toughness and physicality each and every time that he's on the field.
I mean, if you're Cal, you haven't won an ACC game yet. You can't ask for a better start if this touchdown stands.
Absolutely. It would be a great thing, because your offense would have started fast, marched down the field, and gave you 3 points, and your special teams would have had a massive impact. Can you get one impactful play on special teams? And if this stands, that's the impactful play
But
Cal needs.
To your point, Gary Patterson under the proverbial hood, still looking at it. Let's look at the left side of the screen here. There's Barth. That's tough to see. It might be
because
out.
it was called a fumble, so
Right.
they have to be able, in order to reverse this, you have to clearly see that he fumbled the football or he lands and the ball is in his hands.
Correct. Indisputable evidence. And it's out, I think. It's close, though.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
It is a touchdown. Miles Williams with the score. That's the 11th straight game for Cal, forcing a turnover. Dave Clawson not thrilled.
Great job by Hunter Barth, 31. You know, this defense for Cal is headed up at the linebacker position by Teddy Buchanan and Cade. Those guys don't come off the field, so the backup guys don't really get opportunities. Hunter Barth making the most of his opportunities with a huge play on this game.
Derek Morris for the extra point. It's up and good. And just like that, Cal 10-0 on the road.
14 plays have been played in this game. Offense and special teams combined. Cal has a 10-0 lead, and Wake Forest's offense has not even got on the field. Just like a great job. This Cal coaching staff talked about it during the bye week, stressing it. They even have a drill for it there, George. The punch out. You know, always trying to attack that football.
They call it the peanut punch after Peanut Tillman of the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and just a great job implementing coaching and executing it at a very high level.
18 takeaways for Cal, 6th in FBS, 11th straight game, as I mentioned. They've scored 10 points in 9 seconds here in Winston-Salem.
There's nothing better than that. I remember playing back in the day when I was in the NFL playing, George. Those one-play drives or the defense scores or special teams, that was a big boy's dream.
Damon Claiborne, the deep man again, to receive here. Ryan Coe will kick it off to him. And I would imagine ball security will be of high importance from here on out. You don't see Claiborne fumbling the football very often.
Now, usually really good at protecting the football.
And this one sails over his head, so Wake Forest will begin their drive at their own 25-yard line. Hank Bachmeier, his first year here at Wake, but a veteran in his 6th year of college football, Orlando.
Yeah, great arm talent. He's able to understand what defenses are trying to do and get the ball out of his hands very, very quick to allow his guys to make a football move to try to go get some yak. Today, he's going to have to be perfect in spotting the funky coverages that Cal likes to throw at people defensively, and hopefully is able to attack different guys down the field with the ball in the air.
Kade Uluave was questionable coming in, the middle linebacker for Cal. He is right there in his spot. Bachmeier hands it off to Claiborne, and he bursts through the hole on the left side and picks up the first down. That's the type of speed you can see from Damon Claiborne, a 13-yard gain tackled by Noel Williams.
Just running angry. They talk about him finding a hole and being able to accelerate through it. That's one of the best attributes he has, and a big first down.
Teddy Buchanan at the bottom of your screen, coming on the blitz. Jason Claiborne from behind. Claiborne met after a short gain. 3-yard gain met by Craig Woodson, the 5th-year senior for Cal.
Wake Forest so talented with their run game. They do run that slow mesh, but right now just getting downhill and trying to establish some physicality early in this game.
2nd and 7 for Bachmeier and company. Another run to Claiborne, and he's tackled immediately, this time by Xavier Carlton.
Cal defensively has been really, really good on the back end with covering passes. They've struggled with the offenses running at the C-gaps, and that's what Wake Forest is trying to do early.
3rd and 5 for Bachmeier. Pressure coming at his feet now from his front side, and he goes down. Taken down by David Reese, the 5th-year senior from Fort Pierce, Florida. He missed a ton of time due to injury, but he's back now, an 8-yard loss.
Great job just disengaging at the top of his rush. His coaching staff talked about, that's what talked about, play by him, getting this football team off the field.
Mikey Matthews set to receive it, Ivan Mora to punt it. Matthews, fair catches at about the 23-yard line, a 41-yard punt, no return. So Cal jumps out early and looking to tack on more here in Winston-Salem.
Another conference now.
Yeah.
Our Week 11 ACC Football Network lineup continues tomorrow with NC State hosting Duke at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. We cap the night off with number 18 Pitt and Virginia at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Both games are also available on the ESPN app. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin with you here in Winston-Salem. Jack Endries got dinged up on that first Cal drive. Let's check in with Morgan.
Yeah, tight end Jack Endries. This is the safety blanket for quarterback Fernando Mendoza. They're roommates. And he came over to the sideline immediately into that injury tent, spent a few minutes in there, came out, put his helmet on, and jogged around on the sidelines. Guys, he's looking like he's back ready to go.
Thank you, Morgan. Corey Dyches, who's been injured since the Miami game at tight end, a dynamic pass catcher for them, is in the game at the moment as well. Mendoza and company at their own 25. Play action. Mendoza steps up, delivers a strike to Isaiah Hunter near midfield. A first down for Cal.
If you could block it up front and play action this team, you're going to have a lot of hitting yardage right there. Fernando Mendoza finding Isaiah Hunter for a huge explosive.
25-yard gain for Cal to the 49. They hand it off to Ott. Ott to midfield, a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 upcoming.
Cal continues to run into the strength of this defense, that defensive line of Wake Forest. But I understand why they're doing that. They're hoping that if you continue to deliver body blow after body blow, that these 2- and 3-yard gains become more explosives in the second half.
Ott certainly has that, man. He can hit the turbo button for sure. 2nd down. Ott bouncing it to the outside. Can he turn the corner? Just barely. Picks up a couple of yards there. Chased out of bounds by Quincy Bryant.
Great job by Quincy Bryant seeing it and tracking the football, because that could have been a lot more yards. Big 3rd down here for Cal. I would throw a screen at Wake Forest, as sometimes they like to blitz, and allows Fernando Mendoza to dump it over the first line of defense and let somebody go get some yards after the catch for him.
3rd and 7. Javian Thomas checks in the backfield, and he can scoot as well. Mendoza over the middle, intercepted! Nick Anderson taken down near the 30-yard line. A 28-yard return. Anderson just swooped right in there.
This is exactly why you play zone if you're Wake Forest. It allows your defenders to keep their eyes on the passer. Nick Anderson sees that ball come out of Fernando Mendoza's hands, and he's able to pounce on it and go make a great football play. Man, look at that young man out there in the open space. I'm not sure that he doesn't play running back right there, partner.
Well, remember last week against Stanford, he had the game-clinching interception. That's Mendoza's first interception in 4 games. So Wake will start in great field position deep in Cal territory. Donovan Green checks in for the first time, the veteran wide receiver who's been out due to injury. Play action. Bachmeier over the middle, throws a strike to the 10-yard line to Taylor Morin. First down for Wake.
Finds his safety blanket, running a nice inside post route, and those guys have hooked up on that route many, many times. Taylor Morin's going to have to be constant for Bachmeier, especially with how good this secondary is for Cal.
Morin, the 3rd leading receiver in Wake Forest history. Damon Claiborne picks up a couple of yards there. Tackle by Miles Williams.
So good and so patient, Damon Claiborne. Just reading it out. And once he finds that little crease, you see how special this young man is. It's almost like he never keeps both of his feet on the ground at the same time.
2nd and 6. 2nd and goal from 6. They toss it to the boundary to Claiborne. And a good tackle there at the 1.5-yard line by Noel Williams. This guy, they talk about him, Orlando. They say this guy's a pro. He goes to Penn at 9 o'clock. He's all football all day, every day.
Yeah, great job by Noel Williams. Typically at the cornerback position, you don't really love to tackle. That is a great form tackle in the open field. A big-time tackle for a guy who's considered a ball hawk, having 6 interceptions on the year so far.
Third and goal. Oh, 3rd and 1, pardon me. Claiborne trying to sneak his way in, and he stopped shy of the goal line at the moment. He's going to have the first down, though.
That's great big-time news for this Wake Forest offense. Struggled this year in the red area, so that's big that DeMond Claiborne was able to go get that first down. A couple weeks ago before the bye week, they had 1 touchdown on 4 red zone drives against Stanford, and only getting touchdowns 53% of the times when they're in the red area. They need to get it back into this one and punch it in the end zone and get 7.
2 tight ends set for Wake Forest. 1st and goal from the 1. Claiborne burrows his way forward, gets in the end zone for a touchdown, and Wake capitalizes on the Mendoza mistake.
George, you know I'm a former offensive lineman, so I love offensive line play. When you're able to move the chains on 3rd downs, you let the big boys take care of business. Lone man wins, and DeMond Claiborne stumbles into the end zone. It takes all 11 guys on the football field to run the football, and Wake Forest is able to capitalize huge with all 11 guys doing their job and getting into the end zone.
5 plays, 30 yards, 2:29 off the clock. The extra point is up and good. So an interception by Nick Anderson, his 2nd in 2 games. And we still got a long way to go here. He could have more potentially. What a stab by Nick Anderson, who got him down to the 30. And then Wake Forest able to punch it in with DeMond Claiborne. Cal leads by 3. We got a good one here in Winston-Salem. Both teams turning it over and capitalizing on their mistakes. Cal with a 3-point lead. They'll get the ball back here. Justin Wilcox and company looking to add to their lead. Dave Clawson spoke to us yesterday off the bye week, talking about how it can be tough when you get off rhythm. He cited a study that goes back about 20 years that the bye week actually hurts the team coming off the bye. I don't know how that works with both teams coming off a bye as the ball bounces in the end zone. But when asked about kind of the goals, Orlando, you asked him, he talked about improving red zone touchdown efficiency. So check that one off the list with Claiborne scoring.
Yep, check, check, check. And really playing complementary football too, right, George? Defense, huge interception. Offense rewards the defense by punching it in. So a nice back and forth right now for Wake Forest.
Jack Endries checks back in the game. Good news, certainly. He's near the bottom of your screen. Fernando Mendoza's roommate. And as you pointed out, Orlando, the receiver with the most yardage for Cal. Jet Thomas in the backfield with Mendoza. Quick toss to the outside is complete and thrown out of bounds. Was number 3, the Notre Dame transfer, Kyron Grace.
Right now you're just seeing RPO after RPO for Cal offensively. If you're going to give up that much space and coverage on the back end and not play tight coverage, you're going to have those easy throws for Mendoza all game.
Mendoza rolling out. He throws on the run, complete to Grace again, and Grace will have the first down as he's taken down near the 45-yard line. Devon Patterson with the tackle.
Great job by Graves continuing to work as Fernando Mendoza is rolling out, working with him for an easy completion.
Mendoza again to the air, taken down from behind. Lavician, Zach Lavician brought down Mendoza. 3-yard loss.
Pocket collapses. Going against Badakani, who's back in that lineup. One of the better linemen for Cal has been in and out of the lineup this year with injuries.
Jordan King checks in at the bottom of your screen. Redshirt sophomore for Cal at wide receiver. Mendoza with time. Pump fakes. Now dumps it off to Thomas, who bobbles it for the moment and taken down near the line of scrimmage by Aiden Hall.
This is a great job by Jet Thomas, just staying alive. I know that it's not a massive play, but he gets the block and pass protection, then leaks out late and becomes an option for Mendoza.
3rd and 10 for Cal. Mendoza, we saw him a couple of weeks ago against NC State. This young man, he asks a lot of questions of his coaches. He wants the answers to the test. Throws it over the middle and incomplete, intended for Endries. Couldn't haul it in at the 40.
That's one that these two are going to want back. Endries just, ball just goes right through his hands. I've always said it. If you put two hands on the football, you've got to catch the football. I know that Jack Endries wants this one back because Fernando Mendoza put it exactly where it needed to be.
Punt here for Lachlan Wilson. A line drive. And it sails over the head of Morin. And Cal tries to save it at the 1 unsuccessfully. Liam Johnson tried to swoop in there. A 53-yard punt. No return. And Wake Forest will begin at their own 20. Here's a game recap. So we had turnover right here on the kickoff return for Wake after Cal had already scored a field goal. Miles Williams scooped it up. Then a sack of Bachmeier. Mendoza picked off by Anderson. And then Damon Claiborne punched it in. And that's how we got to our score here, 10-7. And Wake trying to either get even or get ahead here.
Lots happened so early in this football game.
Claiborne tries to escape, but tackled from behind by Cade Uluave. Man, it's crazy with Claiborne because he's like patient. He's kind of waiting behind the line, and then he darts forward.
Yeah, he runs up right to the heels of the offensive line a lot of times, and he knows that he could trust his speed to then bounce it after that and really put the defensive linebackers in a compromising position.
5-yard gain for Claiborne. Bachmeier over the middle, incomplete, dangerous pass. Noel Williams in coverage, intended for Taylor Morin.
That's a great job by Noel Williams, being off in coverage, but again, seeing the ball come out of Bachmeier's hands to convert and make a play on the football.
3rd and 5. Bachmeier, the eldest son in the Bachmeier family. Pressure coming. Bachmeier avoids it for the moment, but not for long, as Xavier Carlton took him down. 6-yard loss. 4th down coming for Wake. They'll be forced to punt.
That Cal defense right now, rushing in waves. You got multiple guys in the backfield. Xavier Carlton continuing to work, being relentless, getting after Hank Bachmeier, leading the team. Xavier Carlton leads this team right now, coming in today with 6 sacks. Just picked up his 11th.
Peter Sermon.
It's 8th, sorry, partner.
Peter Sermon, the defensive coordinator, got to be happy about that. Mikey Matthews awaiting the punt at his 41-yard line. Ivan Mora to punt it here. Bit of a wobbler, fielded by Matthews at the 41. A 40-yard punt, no return. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. And Cal's defense, we've talked about this in the past when we've had them. They come from all over the place.
Yeah, they get after it. They like to blitz from the linebacker level and in the secondary. They have a really talented defensive back room, which allows them to bring all different types of blitz because guys can cover back there, and you really can rely on them to go one-on-one with any receiving core in the country.
Jaden Ott checks back in at tailback. Mendoza takes the hit as he throws, delivers it incomplete though, as his wide receiver Tobias Merriweather couldn't hang on. Jasheen Davis with the pressure. Jasheen Davis, one of the all-time leaders from the defensive line position for Wake Forest. 3rd in sacks all time, 7th in tackles for loss.
Yeah, he's going to have to be big for this Wake Forest defense today, going against Frederick Williams III, who is a redshirt freshman at the right tackle position. He has to impact this game.
Hot around the corner, big space, big hole, picks up the first down and then some as he goes out of bounds near the 40-yard line in Wake territory. Excellent block there by Corey Dyches, the tight end, and Tobias Merriweather, the wide receiver.
Quarterback option right here. Just sees it and gets into open space. Great run by him.
Mendoza on the roll over the middle, complete to Merriweather. Merriweather picks up another first down as he gets down to the 24-yard line, a 16-yard gain.
When your offense is moving like clockwork, like Cal is doing right now, it's all about mixing and matching. Great job by Cal right now, spreading the football around.
Cal on the move, leading by 3. Wake Forest trying to get their first ACC home win of the season here in Winston-Salem.
Coach, how are you effectively moving the ball right now? What are you liking from your offense?
Well, I think we've done a pretty good job of staying on schedule, throwing the ball pretty well. We need to get a little bit more going in the run game. Obviously, the turnover is something we have to avoid, but we're able to get some first downs here, and now we got to finish this drive.
How do you get the run game going more?
Well, I think it starts up front. It's everybody. It's the O-line, it's the tight ends, receivers, everybody doing their job so we get a little bit more going on the ground.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Jaden Ott tries to spin out of trouble and taken down. They will mark him down at the 25. Branson Combs, Dylan Hazen with the tackle. Thank you, Morgan, for the interview with Justin Wilcox.
Branson Combs, just the Swiss Army knife of this defense. Plays all over the field and wins typically with his length and his ability to run. Great tackle by him.
So Darius Kelly checks in at the top of your screen. At corner, Cal has run 24 plays, doubling up Wake Forest at the moment. Mendoza tosses it. Mikey Matthews tries to get to the boundary, and he goes out of bounds inside the 20. 6-yard gain for Matthews.
Evan Slocum, number 7 for Wake Forest, does a phenomenal job splitting the double team on that wide receiver slip screen. If he's not able to do it, there's a lot more yards out there for this Cal offense. A nice job by Slocum.
Eighth play of the drive. Over the middle, complete for a first down to Mikey Matthews. That's his 8th receiver that Mendoza is connected with. Matthews now has back-to-back catches.
Yeah, that's a big-time play by Mikey Matthews. He knows he's going to get hit. Mendoza has to put it on the money so he can protect himself.
First down and 10 from the 11. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown to Matthews. Cal goes quickly. An 11-yard score.
This touchdown is because of what Cal has done offensively earlier in the game. Constantly getting Fernando Mendoza out in the pocket and putting stress and forcing this Wake Forest defense to make decisions in space. Nice sprint right option right here. Puts the defense in conflict. He's able to get the receiver, Mikey Matthews, behind the defense very easily.
He was wide open.
Yep. It's just the pressure, constantly putting pressure on the defense and making them, do I cover my guy? Do I go try to attack the quarterback? This has been a really good game plan so far by Cal offensively.
One more look there. Matthews, an easy score, 7 plays, 59 yards, 157 off the clock. Cal up 10 here at Wake. Tomorrow afternoon, the ACC Huddle starts the day off at a special time of 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh with a 90-minute pregame show leading into Duke NC State at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Then they're back at 6:30 to wrap up Saturday afternoon with highlights and analysis to get you ready for that night game. Virginia and Pitt at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, all here on the ACC Network. Pitt
I'm really looking forward to just hanging out on the couch tomorrow, watching some college football, watch a little ACC huddle.
Yeah, for sure. Taylor and the crew do a great job. Of course, that night game will be Wes, Tom Luganville, and Dana Boyle. Pitt coming off a tough loss to SMU. Can they bounce back with Eli Holstein and company? And speaking of bouncing back, Bachmeier needs to bounce back with this Wake Forest offense, because they scored on a turnover but have struggled in their other 2 drive attempts.
Got to get the run game going.
Bachmeier tipped, and an incomplete pass.
This back end for Cal is so talented. The run game has been okay for Wake Forest, but they're going to need to continue to rip off massive chunks to really allow some freedom in the back end. Great job by Reese getting his hands up, batting that ball down.
Check Fall was the tip, got the tip there. 1 of 3 for Bachmeier for only 19 yards at the moment. Bachmeier, pocket closing, throws it up. Alexander can't haul it in. Third down upcoming.
Right read by Bachmeier, wrong ball. If he could drive that football a little bit more on Alexander, he's going to be able to get some yards after the catch on that one. Instead, it's a high ball where he has to try to adjust, and Alexander not able to bring that one in.
Bachmeier drops back. Plenty of time. Dumps it off to Claiborne, and he's tripped up from behind by Cade Uluave. So that drop was costly, as it's 4th down deep in their own territory. They'll have to punt. By the way, Hank Bachmeier, in regards to yards lost to drops in FBS versus FBS competition, he's number 2 on that list. He's lost 236 yards thrown to drops. Number 1 on that list, Carson Beck of Georgia. So Deuce Alexander with that costly drop a moment ago.
Yeah, around Hank Bachmeier needs to be better. They need to elevate their playing level.
Punt by Mora, end over end. Matthews will fair catch it at the 35-yard line. 38-yard punt, no return. So Orlando, we've seen Wake Forest struggle a bit on offense, and really outside of a Mendoza interception, this Cal offense has been humming off the bottom.
Yeah, they're coming in, and they've been dialed in and have found success, whether running the football or throwing it. Really doing a good job of all 11 guys playing off of each other and taking care of business.
As you saw there, he's completed it to 8 different receivers. And he keeps it here, and tripped up from behind by Branson Combs. Technically 9 receivers if you count the interception.
Yes, technically 9. But that goes to show you what this young man, only in his 15th start today, Fernando Mendoza, is doing. He does a great job of going through his progression and constantly looking for the open person down the field. His ceiling's high.
Jet Thomas in the backfield with him. He throws to the sideline, complete to Endries. Endries dives forward for the first down as he gets to the 46-yard line.
You're going to continue to play so far off coverage. Those throws are going to be there for Mendoza all day.
Jet Thomas couldn't find a hole there. Plugged up quickly after a 2-yard gain.
That's been the struggle this year for Cal offensively. It's been a lot of musical chairs with this offensive line. A lot of guys been banged up, but Jet Thomas and Jaden Ott have been really, really good for this offense with trying to find the holes.
Mike Lesh, the offensive coordinator, gushing about Mendoza, talking about how he's an extension of the staff. And has learned to exploit different matchups in the offense. Thomas gets a hold to the left side, bounces it out near the sideline, picks up the first down, and taken out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. A 16-yard gain.
I love talking about offensive line, but I got to talk about Isaiah Hunter. Great push crack block to seal the edge and allow Jet Thomas to bounce it to go get some extra yards.
Javian Thomas. We got a lot of good running backs in this one, man. Mendoza rolling, throws, complete as he zips one in there to Jonathan Brady for a first down.
Right now, Mendoza really relying on his guys, and his guys are coming up big for him.
12-yard gain. At the 24, Mendoza again to the air, complete to Hunter. Picks up about 5.
Fernando Mendoza right now is just getting to the line of scrimmage, looking at the coverage for Wake Forest, recognizing how far these cornerbacks are playing, and just picking from play to play who he wants to attack.
2nd and 5 from the 19. Dyches in motion. Thomas reversing his field and met for a 1-yard loss by Dylan Hazen, who wasn't fooled. He stayed home and he got him down.
Great job by Wake Forest on the front side, not giving him anywhere to go. And then at the end, Hazen finishing it off.
Justin Cody with excellent penetration. He forced Jet Thomas to go the other way.
Jasheen Davis, he's got to come up big, number 30 at the bottom of the screen for this Wake Forest defensive line.
Mendoza incomplete, intended for check that, Isaiah Hunter. He had completed 7 in a row, and the field goal unit comes out for Cal.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cal going over the middle on that last play, and Hazen making a great job making a play on the football. But if I'm Cal, I'm going to continue to attack outside. I'm going to continue to attack these cornerbacks for Wake Forest until they make some type of adjustment to fix it.
A 38-yard attempt for Derek Morris. He was good from 29 earlier. The kick is up and good. So Cal with a 13-point lead. They extend their lead even further. Commissioner Jim Phillips will be joining Morgan on the other side.
Cal leading Wake Forest here 20-7 in Winston-Salem on a perfect Friday night. And here with me on the sidelines is the ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips, who is making his rounds earlier today at the Field Hockey Championship. Later this weekend, women's soccer. What excites you most about this time of year, Commissioner Phillips?
It's just watching these incredible student athletes compete at the highest level in the sports that they love. Really proud of the ACC and how well we're doing, whether it's our Olympic sports or like tonight, our football programs. We really feel like it's the best conference in the country, great academics, great athletics. So there's a lot to be excited about.
Speaking of excitement, you and the other FBS commissioners have worked tirelessly over the past few years to get to this 12-team playoff model. We just saw the first official rankings come out on Tuesday night. What was your reaction?
I'm really pleased. We have 5 teams in the top 25, which is the second most of any conference. We feel like we could have multiple teams in the CFP expanded playoff. It's about really opportunities for young people. And prior, we had a 2-team tournament, then it was a 4-team tournament. To have 12 teams allows schools to maybe lose once, maybe even twice during the regular season and still get in and compete for the championship. So we're really, really excited about our chances come this 12-team playoff.
Well, Commissioner, thank you so much, and enjoy your one of 3 football games that you'll be taking in person this weekend.
Thanks, Morgan.
Guys.
Thank you, Morgan, and thank you, Commissioner Phillips. There's the slow mesh. And Bachmeier taken down by Ryan McCullough, who was not fooled at all. He's been injured, back in the lineup. And you see why he's such a dynamic player, and the coaching staff is so high on him. A 3-yard loss.
No hesitation from Ryan McCullough. He was able to slip the block and just tackle Hank Bachmeier. Big-time play.
Bachmeier backpedaling, throws over the head of Taylor Morin. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 13. We saw Commissioner Phillips earlier, You were asking for another year of eligibility.
Yeah, I want to get back out there so bad. I miss it. Not at the offensive line position, though. I saw that.
You're too small these days.
I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But big tight end on a goal line package, absolutely. Sign me up.
I do agree with him, though. With this 12-team playoff, a team can lose once, maybe even twice, and get in. It'll be fascinating to see how the ACC unfolds. Right now, Miami, SMU, both undefeated in conference. Bachmeier all day. Over the middle, complete, but well short of the sticks. Taylor Morin, a 6-yard gain.
I love the call on third down on defense, really allowing their guys to get downhill
California player.
and tackle Morin.
Kedu Luave on the ground. He was injured coming into this one.
It's a game-time decision. A tackling machine. Half of the Bash brothers, the inside linebacker duo with him and Teddy Buchanan. He is sideline to sidelines, and he is the guy, George, that makes a lot of things right for this Cal defense with his speed and athletic ability. Talking to defensive coordinator Peter Sermon, it's great to see the young man getting up, walking off.
Yeah, but he's limping a little bit. He's got his arms around the training staff.
Yep, coming in banged up. But when we talked to defensive coordinator Peter Sermon, he said with Cade's athletic ability, he could go to any school in the country and be a top 5 athlete on that school's team. So that would be a big loss for this defense if he's not able to go.
They had just gotten healthy at that linebacker position with guys like McCullough, Reese back in the lineup. A punt here for Ivan Mora. Mikey Matthews, who scored his first collegiate touchdown earlier in the game, set to receive. Third straight 3 and out for Wake Forest. A wobbler will take a bounce. Matthews takes it off the bounce, avoids a hit, but then gang tackled inside the 35. A 40-yard punt, 1-yard return to the 33-yard line, and that's where Cal will begin its next drive. The College Football Playoff Committee put out their first rankings. Here the bracket. Here's how everybody laid out. SMU, the first team out at the moment. Miami, your alma mater, Orlando, in the 3 spot with a bye currently. And if it played out this way, they'd be facing the winner of Alabama, Texas.
Yeah, that bye week's scary. I would practice a full speed scrimmage to make sure that my guys are good to go. 2 quarterbacks in the game right now.
Chandler Rogers in there, hands it off to Adi, pitches it to Mendoza on the run. He dumps it down to Rogers, who catches it. And a little razzle-dazzle for Cal, all for a 3-yard gain. And Mendoza at the bottom of your screen. Chances to make it here for each ACC team, and they try this again on the other side as they hand it off on a reverse to Mikey Matthews. He's weaving through traffic. He picks up the first down to the 48-yard line.
Mikey Matthews showing you a little razzle-dazzle on the open field. Chandler Rogers, big-time block on the edge to help spring him.
Rogers still in there. They fake it to him over the middle, fired and completes to Endries, who picks up the first down to the 40, a 12-yard gain.
It was a big-time catch by Jack Endries in traffic. Not the perfect ball, but shows you why he leads this team in reception yards, going up and getting it, snatching it out of the air to move the chains.
So we saw 3 plays with both quarterbacks in there. Mike Blesh in his bag. Mike Blesh, the offensive coordinator for Cal, really putting on a show at the moment. Play action for Mendoza. He completes it to Merriweather. It's about an 8-yard gain. Jamari Stevenson wrapped him up.
When you have a bye week, George, it allows you to try some things,
Oh,
right?
yeah. No question they're trying some things.
Yeah. Let's throw everything up at the board and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Extending that package. I haven't seen Cal have 2 quarterbacks out there this year And we saw that for a couple plays. Great little wrinkle added to this offense.
Jaden Ott to the left of Mendoza on 2nd and 2. Mendoza pressure from behind. Jasheen Davis. You want to talk about a motor, man. This guy, Dave Clawson says, maybe the best motor they've had of any player in the 10 years he's been here at Wake.
Yeah, Cal, if you want to find success, somebody's got to block him coming from the left of your screen. Somebody's got to block him. This Jack Andrews just does not get there quick enough. And Jasheen Davis beats you with speed and his get off at the line of scrimmage. A great job wreaking havoc in the backfield. 3rd
and 2. Cal 2 of 6 on 3rd downs. Pressure coming. Mendoza off his back foot. Incomplete, intended for Ott. Quincy Bryant and Kevin Pointer with the pressure. Kevin Pointer, who had a big sack against Stanford 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's big time. But Quincy Bryant going against an offensive lineman, creating that no man's land. I like this call to be aggressive.
Mendoza on the slant, incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Hunter, or check that, Josiah Martin. Zamari Stevenson read it all the way.
See, that's the added perk. I was talking earlier about Wake Forest defensively, and they're going to play so far off coverage, you know, that Mendoza's going to have easy throws to the outside. Right here, Zamari Stevens is able to see the ball come out of Mendoza's hands by playing that off coverage, and then he's able to make a play on the football coming downhill.
So turnover on downs. Good job by Wake's defense. Bachmeier rolling. Buchanan chasing. He throws it complete to Moore. And he picks up a 1st down.
Twinkle toes. Taylor Morin, great feet to get at least one of them down to move the chains.
Almost found one, but tripped up from behind by Teddy Buchanan.
I think if you're Wake Forest, you got to get back to what you do, and that's that slow mesh. With Cade Uluave out of this game for this Cal defense, it is a hard thing to defend when you're running that play. Linebackers have to be perfect in their read and slow their tempo down. I would really try to implement that moving forward for Wake, if I'm Wake Forest offensively.
Hunter Barth in there for Uluave at the moment. He punched the ball out earlier. And Barth makes the play there on Bachmeier as he kept it.
Big time play by Hunter Barth.
Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, you guys are mentioning Uluave. He's not even on the sidelines. He was in the injury tent for a brief moment, but then came out of the tent and walked back into the locker room, his face visibly showing pain, and his defensive coordinator, Pete Sermon, checking in on him immediately, guys.
Bachmeier running. Gets met short of the sticks. Takes a big hit. Teddy Buchanan and Hunter Barth, a 5-yard gain. It'll be 4th and short. And they're going.
This defense goes as the linebackers go. Hunter Barth and Teddy Buchanan, another big-time hit on the quarterback.
2 tight ends, Cameron Height, Harry Lodge, both in there now. And we've got a Wildcat play. They hand it off and get it back to Bachmeier. The man wide open is Claiborne, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a touchdown. 44 yards. Razzle dazzle by the home team. Horatio Fields was the initial player who had it. Then he gave it to Bachmeier, and then Bachmeier found Demond Claiborne.
Yeah, Wake Forest is showing you that we could go in our bag too. We put in a couple new wrinkles in during our bye week as well. That is a great design play, a nice added wrinkle for a big-time play to create some momentum for this Wake Forest football team.
As you mentioned, lots of wrinkles in the bye week.
Yeah, I hated it as a player because it's just like, really? We don't have enough plays already? But sometimes you need it, and Wake Forest just needed that one to capture the momentum.
They cap it off with the extra point, 5 plays, 68 yards, 2 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock. And this game is really fun right now. Holy moly, man. Look at this one more time.
I love it that they got the ball back to Hank Bachmeier. You get the ball back, and the guy that throws the ball, that's his job. And he lays it right out there for Damon Claiborne. These two are so big for this Wake Forest offense, and the connection between them have been really, really good this year. But it's nice to see a nice little added wrinkle for a massive explosive play for them.
Yeah, great Wildcat play. Everyone assumed Claiborne would run it. He eventually catches it after handing it off to Fields, who then gave it to Bachmeier, who tossed it for the TD. And Warren Ruggiero, their offensive coordinator, also in his bag.
The chess matches of coaches. Warren Ruggiero winning that last one.
Caleb Carlson kicks it out of bounds, a flag on the play. So
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
there's Gary Patterson, as you heard him. Now the ball in better field position for Cal at the 35.
I don't know why more teams don't allow the ball to bounce when the ball's kicked into the end zone. I'd be looking for those free yardage every single time. The ball goes out of bounds, you immediately line up at the 35-yard line. It makes a big difference in the game of football that's such a physical, grueling battle.
Well, and we've seen in these games in the ACC that a play here, a play there can cost you a game. So, but, you know, both these teams have fallen victim to that. Mendoza to the outside. And near the sticks is Jonathan Brady. An 8-yard gain.
Back to work in the edges, getting the ball out of Mendoza's hands, allowing his guys to go get some yards after the catch, put their foot in the ground, make a football move, and try to be as explosive as possible.
2nd and 2. Mendoza with time finds Hunter. And take it down in Wake territory at the 43-yard line, a 1st down. Branson Combs and Nick Anderson brought him down after the 14-yard gain.
Wake Forest has to do something defensively to disrupt the timing of Fernando Mendoza right now. I would ask my quarterbacks, even though we've struggled this year, I would ask them to play a little bit more tight coverage and try to jam these wide receivers coming off the line of scrimmage. He's
getting it out real fast in this game. This is, and we've had him before, he gets it out quickly, but in this game it seems like even faster than normal.
It's because of how off the cornerbacks are playing in coverage.
He throws again over the middle. Brady breaks a tackle and wrapped up inside the 25-yard line to the 23. Devon Patterson finally brings him down after a 20-yard gain. 1st down.
Jonathan Brady, tough after the catch to go down.
They're going fast. Mendoza again airs it out. Another pass to Brady.
I like this because it really puts stress on the cornerbacks. If you don't make that open field tackle, you're going to give up a touchdown. So it's really stressing out these cornerbacks. And I always talk about the body blow after body blow with the short yardage runs because I'm on board my offensive lineman. I love that, obviously. But you can deliver body blows at the wide receiver position. And that's what we're seeing Cal do right now with these quick passes and allowing their guys to go.
2-minute timeout.
The 2-minute timeout is upon us. Cal leading by 6 and threatening to score some more. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber on the call. Cal threatening at the moment. Mendoza goes to the air again to Brady, down near the goal line, down to the 1-yard line. An 18-yard gain. Mendoza, 24 of 33 in the air at the moment.
Yeah, he's wheeling and dealing and slicing it up right now. Jonathan Brady, unbelievable concentration to haul that football in to bring up 1st and goal.
Mendoza's dealing, partner. Cal, 47 plays they've run thus far. Over 16 minutes of time of possession.
Big boys are going to be tired today.
Timeout, Wake Forest. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
And
30-second timeout.
If you're Dave Clawson, Coach Lambert, the defensive coordinator for Wake Forest, what are you telling your team right now?
Got to hold them. Got to figure out a way to keep this football team out of the end zone. You can accept a field goal with the ball being so close, 1st and goal inside the 5, but somebody needs to make a big-time play for this Wake Forest defense.
There's Brad Lambert, excuse me. I mean, worse people to be confused with than Jack Lambert, the Hall of Famer.
This is a good part of the field for Wake Forest defensively, though, with how much their cornerbacks have struggled in this game so far, playing off coverage. When you get down there in the red area and you get so close to the goal line, the windows to throw the football are so much smaller. So if I'm Wake Forest defensively, I'm selling out thinking to stop the run and trusting my guys on the back end and thinking that Mendoza's not going to make the perfect throw to get the ball in there.
2 tight ends out there for Cal. They loft it to the end zone. Touchdown! Mendoza to Merriweather. Merriweather's first touchdown of the season.
Fernando Mendoza just really good right now with this ball placement. Tobias Mayweather going against Kelly, the reserves, but just great with the extension. Got away with a little bit of a push-off.
They're going for 2. Let's go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. Mendoza 6 for 6 on the drive for 65 yards. The 2-point conversion. He airs it out, incomplete, intended for Hunter.
Evan Slocum, tight coverage on Hunter. When you move up in your alignment as a cornerback or DB, it messes up the timing of throws, especially in the red area for the quarterback.
What did you make of the offensive lineman split wide there?
Give me the ball, coach. Let me go get it.
I'm sure you loved it, of course.
I never got to do the fun trick plays. I was always, hey, you're either playing left guard or you're playing right tackle.
Well, Cal does not convert the 2-point attempt, but 6 plays, 65 yards, 2:20 off the clock. And they lead here 26-14 against Wake. 3 timeouts for Wake with 90 seconds to go in the half. Ryan Coe will kick it off. The deep man, Damon Claiborne.
Got to focus on the first play being a positive play for Wake Forest offensively. Got to get back to your 2-minute drill, your day 1 staple plays that Hank Bachmeier ran a lot of and has a lot of chemistry with the guys he's throwing the ball to in this situation.
And when we spoke to offensive coordinator Warren Ruggiero, he told us that despite being in his first year in the offense, that he's done a much better job of late, particularly, of just understanding the what and the why. And tonight he struggled, but we saw some of that last week against Stanford, where he had a big game. Carney was back there in the backfield. Bachmeier lets it rip. It is complete to Taylor Bourne for a first down.
That's a great job. Find your safety blanket going against Mars Harris. That's a big-time catch in a tight window.
11-yard gain. Bachmeier, pocket collapsing. Gets it off. He's in the tackle box, but they'll say the receiver was in the area, Donovan Green. Hunter Barth with the pressure at the feet of Bachmeier.
Cal is winning the battle inside the trenches. Referees huddling up, maybe having a discussion about that last one.
Intentional grounding. Number 9, offense. That's a spot foul. Loss of down. Previous play qualifies for a 10-second runoff.
And I would say this. I thought they were being you know,
Kind?
yeah, with Donovan Green being in the area, because it didn't. I mean, he might have been 10 yards away from the ball.
Yeah, at the bottom of your screen, you're going to see Hank just trying to save the play.
Yeah.
But yes, about 10 yards away from the football on that last one.
Hunter Barth caused that. So a 10-second runoff and a loss of down, obviously, in the incompletion.
Got to find a way to get DeMond Claiborne out of the backfield on a wheel route or something. His DB room has been very stingy with their coverage.
There's Claiborne on 2nd and 18. Tries to bounce it out. Picks up 2. Hunter Barth again in for Cade Uluave and filling in admirably.
Doing a really, really good job.
Timeout, California. That's the first charge timeout of the half. Please reset the game clock to 1:07. 1:07.
Cal with the timeout now as they're trying to save some time and saying, hey, why not us? We could probably put some points on the board if we pin them here.
Yeah, it immediately changes things when you get an intentional grounding call. It's a loss of down penalty, also with a little bit of a runoff. I like Coach Clausen being aggressive right now because offensively you really haven't been stopped except for your own mistakes. So if you can get the ball back before half and try to put some more points on the board.
Coach Wilcox for Cal. Yeah. And listen, Cal has had, everyone knows the story already at this point, but if you haven't, I'll tell you, they have 4 losses by a total of 9 points. I know that they don't want to talk about bad luck. They don't believe they're cursed, all that. Justin Wilcox told us that this week. But they've had really tough luck. I'll say it for them. 3rd and 16. Bachmeier with time. Dumps it over the middle of the lodge. Makes a man miss, and he'll be shy of the sticks. It will be 4th and manageable, though, if they want to go for a timeout. 13-yard gain. Timeout Cal.
Miles Williams, big-time tackle.
Timeout, California. That's their second charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Do you go for it if you're Wake Forest?
Right here? What are we down by? Yeah. Yes, I would go for it.
Okay.
I would go for it.
You sounded like there was some consternation there. No, it's not an easy call. That's why I'm asking you.
It's not an easy call because it's right around midfield. But I would go for it because you have to find a way to get the momentum going on your side if you're Wake Forest. You're at home searching for your first ACC home win.
They're punting.
And they're going to punt.
Yeah. They're punting.
These calls could go either way.
Hey, look, you're in your own territory. I'm just asking the question because you're kind of close enough to midfield, maybe. But Coach Clausen knows the game way better than me, that's for sure.
I thought he was going to pull out another trick play for the quarterback.
Mora with the punt, a spiraling punt. Matthews fields it inside the 25 at about the 23, a 33-yard punt, no return. And Cal will have 1 timeout and 52 seconds left on the clock, and they have moved the ball really fast previously.
Need about 40 yards to get a decent field goal attempt.
And Ryan Coe, who is now the backup kicker after missing a ton of kicks earlier in the season, he is the designated long kicker. They will not go with the true freshman Derek Morris if it's a long field goal. So Ryan Coe will get the shot in those scenarios. Jaden Ott in the backfield with Mendoza. Mendoza with time. Complete to Grizel. Just past the 35. Picks up the first down, a 12-yard gain. Branson Combs brought him down, and Cal on the move. 43 seconds. Mendoza. Good blocking. Mendoza backpedaling. Dumps it off. And Ott taken down at the 40. 50th play of the game. Dylan Hazen with the tackle. Timeout Cal.
Third and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Should they have thrown that one away, Orlando, since he was already out of the pocket?
Yeah, you were already out of the pocket. I don't know why Fernando Mendoza decided to now throw the ball back to the middle of the field. Forces you to call that timeout. And in situations like this, it's so precious to try to hold any of your timeouts as long as possible, trying to put some points up before the end of the half.
The rare mistake for Fernando Mendoza today. Kevin Pointer, by the way, with the pressure there a moment ago. He had the one interception that, honestly, he didn't see Nick Anderson, and Nick Anderson read it perfectly earlier. The man's been a ball hawk the last couple of weeks for Wake Forest, but Mendoza, as you mentioned earlier, has been dealing. But that one, yeah, you probably want that one back. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Mendoza and the Bears.
Changes the scope. Now you want to try to go get a chunk where if you throw it away, you don't have to because you save some time.
Again, under 2 minutes. The clock stops to reset the chains. Mendoza fires complete there to Endries for a 1st down at the 48-yard line. Nick Anderson with a big stick, an 8-yard gain. Chains are getting reset. 24 seconds. Mendoza with time again over the middle. Complete to Endries, but shy of the marker, a 6-yard gain. We'll call it 7. 13 seconds on the clock. Mendoza, play action. He's got to get it to the outside. He does to Merriweather for a 1st down at the 35.
I was wondering when Tobias Merriweather was going to show up. Big time catch right on the sideline to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
6 seconds to go. We get some substitutions now as they're going to go for the field goal, it looks like. Ryan Coe is out there. Smart because, you know, you're not going to get another opportunity to stop the clock. 54-yard attempt for Coe and a timeout Wake Forest.
Timeout Wake Forest. That's their 2nd charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
I like Wake Forest taking a timeout right here. Give their guys a breather. You know that it's going to be a longer field goal. The trajectory of it's going to be low. It allows you to substitute, get some fresh guys in there for a big-time push, or maybe you're able to block this and capture some momentum and be happy. There's something nice to talk about at the end of the half for your football team as well.
Ryan Coe, 1 of 3 from 50-plus this season. This one, a 54-yard attempt. His long for the season, 51 against Florida State. Fernando Mendoza coming back on the field. So the offense is back out there. They don't want to try with Coe from 54 yards, so they're going to try to score here the old-fashioned route.
It's been up and down all year in the kicking game.
Yeah.
Cal.
Mendoza to the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Deiches. Well, I guess they tried one more play and see if they could get any closer for Coe, and Coe now comes back again. Again, 350 yards of offense for Cal in that 1st half. 3 seconds left. Ryan Coe to attempt the 54-yarder.
Great job by Wake Forest defense being prepared for the sudden change. You know, calling timeout, thinking that Cal's going to kick a field goal, and them throwing their defense right back out there to make a good play and have them kick the field goal from the same spot.
And another timeout for Wake Forest.
Timeout Wake Forest, their 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, this time, if Fernando Mendoza comes out, it's going to be thrown to the end zone, I would imagine.
Yeah, don't have to worry about it this time if you're Wake Forest.
Mendoza, 30 of 40 in the 1st half. 289 yards, 2 TDs, 1 INT. That's a game. That's a good game for most people.
Yeah, when you throw the ball 40 times, man, that's a lot. But just a great job by offensive coordinator Mike Blesh for Cal, understanding Wake Forest's weakness. It's been in the secondary all year and really attacking them today.
Ryan Coe from 54 yards on the right hash. His long 51 at FSU. He's 1 of 3 from 50-plus. The kick is up. Good! Just barely got it over. Ryan Coe, who's had a rough season, gets a big moment here heading into the half. You gotta love it for that kid.
Look at how much it means to his whole entire football team. They know that the kicking game has struggled. Ryan Coe shows up in a big-time moment, squeaking right through the bar.
Got it off the bar just barely.
The game of football is such a hard game to play. Love his teammates celebrating with him.
So Cal scores again on a season long for Ryan Coe of 54 yards. They lead by 15, 29-14 here in Winston-Salem. Let's send it to the studio and join Justin Walters and Dan Mullen in Bristol. Welcome back to Winston-Salem. ACC Network Football presented by Dr. Pepper. Cal with a 15-point lead thanks to that man, Fernando Mendoza. 40 pass attempts. He's 30 of 40 in the first half. He's the only quarterback in FBS this season to have 40 pass attempts in the first half. One of two to have it in any half this season. And welcome inside a Legacy Federal Credit Union Stadium alongside Orlando Franklin. I'm George Sedano. Morgan Huber will join us in just a second. Orlando, you heard me talk about Cal, you know, running up the score here or putting up some points in the first half. How does Wake get going?
They got to get back to attack mode. They run that slow mesh offense, which puts conflict and stress on the off-ball defenders of this Cal defense. Allows Hank Bachmeier to make reads and read it out. If the linebacker's going to step backwards, hand the ball off. If they're going to step forward, easy throwing lane over the top. So they got to get back to being the aggressor in this one, George, and take a shot. Find Taylor Moore in some way, somehow, and take a double move shot down the field.
Time for our Hardee's game track. Here you see the numbers. Mendoza has been dealing in this first half. So Wake won the toss. They deferred to the second half. Ryan Coe with a huge field goal. 54 yards at the end of the half. His long for the season. Young man has had a tough go of it this year, but a monster kick. His teammates celebrated with him, and he kicks it off here over the head of Damon Claiborne. So Wake will start their next drive at their own 25. Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, Coach Clausen told me on defense, obviously we have to get stops, but really what Cal's offense is doing, they're getting rid of the ball so quickly. It's not even enough time for them to dial up the pressure. So really in coverage is where they have to improve. He said we have to challenge them on the perimeter. And Coach Wilcox for Cal said we've moved the ball well, but it doesn't mean that we still need to be more efficient in the red zone. They had to settle for 2 field goals, and really, even though there's the condensed space, we need to block better and get completions. Pretty plain and simple and straightforward from Cal, guys.
Thank you, Morgan. Claiborne tries to pop it on the outside. Picks up the first down. Tackle there by Woodson and Noel Williams. Coach is never happy, right? Justin Wilcox, even though he's up 2 scores, he's never really happy. He can be happier.
Yeah, these coaches, they're going to nitpick, especially coming out of a bye week. You want your team to be perfect.
Bachmeier loses the football, gets hit. The ball goes on the ground. Is it an incompletion?
Ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass.
Thank you, Gary Patterson. Ryan McCullough and Xavier Carlton met at the quarterback.
Yeah, it's just a party in the backfield, and everybody's invited. McCullough and Carlton coming from the edges just beats both of their guys, able to sandwich Hank Bachmeier at the top of the rush.
It seems like Cal has not been affected by the slow mesh offense of Wake.
They're playing with speed and tempo. They're not worried about Wake. It's about what Cal does.
Maybe a review here. Let's see from Gary
Ruling
Patterson.
on the field is an incomplete forward pass. Previous play is under further review.
There you have it.
Got to take a look, make sure it's right.
Ryan McCullough, Xavier Carlton met at the quarterback. How did you refer to it earlier?
This is party in the backfield,
Okay.
right? And everybody's invited, right?
All right.
That was back in my day in my high school days when I was playing on the defensive side of the ball.
Now, does Miley Cyrus Party in the USA play during when there's a party in the backfield? How does that work?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Put my hands up. They're playing my song. Both these guys getting their hands up.
Ooh, wait a second. Xavier Carlton got his hand up, and that ball might be out before he actually lunges forward. What do you think, big fella?
I think Bachmeier controls the ball a little bit as his hands is going forward.
After further review, the ruling on the field of an incomplete forward pass stands. Second down.
All right. Thank you, Gary Patterson. So there you have it. Again, they have to have indisputable evidence, and they felt pretty quickly and sternly that This was an incomplete pass. So Bachmeier gets to live another down.
I like that they did that on first down. You know, you get a first down coming out, a positive play. Now you try to throw the ball. I like that they did that on Wake Forest's offensive side.
Cato Luave got hurt in the first half at middle linebacker for Cal. Barth is in there. Bachmeier. It's tipped and incomplete. 3rd and 10 upcoming. A tip there by Ricky Correa.
Wake Forest's offensive line needs to do a better job of getting tight into these blocks to keep those guys' hands down, not allow them to get up late in their rush to make a play on the football.
Bachmeier drops back, chased out of the pocket, still on the run, throws a sidearm pass incomplete to Cameron Height, but he was out of bounds. Already running back towards the pass, it looked like. Flag on the play. Flag at the 50-yard line.
Holding, defense, number 22, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Matthew Littlejohn back in the lineup after injury. They have struggled at the nickel position, Cal has, and he has solidified that today, but an infraction there.
That's why this offensive line needs to pick their game up to allow Hank Bachmeier to try to expose that matchup at the nickelback position. It's been a revolving door for Cal all year.
1st and 10 from the 46. Claiborne taken down. 8 of 2. Aiden Kiana brought him down. So we've only seen a little bit of the slow mesh today. We haven't seen it as much as maybe we saw it against Stanford. And Cal's defensive coordinator, Peter Sirmon, expected to see it about 1 every 4 times on 1st or 2nd down. As Claiborne has stood up, a short gain there, about 1. Aiden Kiana again on the tackle. Are you surprised we haven't seen more of the slow mesh?
Cal has defended it perfectly. When we talked to the coaching staff, they talked about its slow RPO and you have to tempo down at the linebacker position. Peter Sirmon, the defensive coordinator, great with his calls, but his linebackers have been playing really well today as well.
Bachmeier off his back foot, incomplete, sails it over his intended target, Horatio Fields. A blitz there by Peter Sirmon and his defensive crew. A flag on the play in the backfield. Could it be a hit on the quarterback? And we're having a conversation here with the officials at the 37-yard line.
There's no foul for roughing the passer. Sideline interference. California sideline. 15-yard penalty. Results in first down.
Sideline interference by the Cal sideline.
That is an interesting call that you do not see every single day. And I know that Coach Justin Wilcox is probably a little upset. You can control what you can control in the game of football. You got to make sure that you are back off the sideline.
That's usually a warning first, Orlando, not the 15-yard penalty.
Sometimes they give the warning to the player and let the coaching staff know. It doesn't always necessarily come over the microphone.
Did you see anything there on the all-22 on the big picture, the zoom out?
I did not see anything there.
And he's still barking at the officials, Justin Wilcox. Here's Gary Patterson for more. Oh, no, he's going to say, let's go. Let's play on. So 1st and 10. Ball on the Cal 36-yard line.
Trying to get your first ACC win. Can't have the self-inflicted penalties.
Bachmeier. Now he steps up, chase from behind, held on too long. Xavier Carlton brought him down from behind. That's his 2nd sack of the game, 5th overall sack.
Offense.
Helmet pops off, so we're going to get a chance to see Michael Kern come in right now, as Hank Bachmeier had to go to the sideline with his helmet coming off at the end of the play.
The 5th-year senior from Orlando, Florida, got in a couple of games last season. He hands it off to Claiborne. Claiborne met immediately by Xavier Carlton, who has been all over this field today defensively for Cal.
That is a run play, and Xavier Carlton takes Trost, the left tackle, and puts him 3 yards in the backfield. and is able to now shed his block, this Wake Forest offensive line has to take their game up a notch in order to get back into this football game.
Bachmeier back in on 3rd and 10. Claiborne gets it. Claiborne squeezes through the hole, but only a 5-yard gain. Check ball on the tackle. It'll be 4th down, decision time for Wake, and I would imagine the decision is you're going to go.
Yeah, I don't think there's any decision right here coming out of the half, especially after you were able to design some plays up for the second half.
They got to get to the 26-yard line. Bachmeier to the boundary to Morin, who picks up the first down as he's pushed out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Out of bounds officially at the 23, an 8-yard gain.
Natural pick plays as Horatio Fields is pushing it up. Taylor Morin's able to get out and break out on the route, create a little bit of confusion in space.
Cal showing blitz. Here they come. Littlejohn on the blitz. Bachmeier airs it out. Intercepted. Noah Williams, the FBS leader in interceptions, has another one.
Interception, touchback.
His 7th of the season.
So much of the game of football, especially at the linebacker, at the cornerback position, is hand fighting. Noah Williams, great job on Horatio Fields, not allowing them to blow past him and able to go up and high point the football and take a possession for his Cal football team.
Noah Williams, his 7th interception of the season, a touchback, puts Cal at the 20-yard line. He leads the FBS in INTs, as I mentioned earlier.
Such a talented player.
Fernando Mendoza, a talented player as well. This young man, 40 attempts today. We'll have more on that in a second as he goes for attempt number 41 over the middle. A strike to Isaiah Hunter for a first down to the 35-yard line. 31 completions, a career high for Mendoza. We got 11:25 to go in the 3rd quarter.
It's been the type of plays that have been called for him today. They've been nice, easy reads for him where he allows him to get the ball off his hands.
And off to Ott. And Ott stood up. Mendoza had 30 completions in the first half. Just for context, and David Hale posted this for us here at ESPN, Florida State hasn't had 30 in a game since week 2 of 2019. Virginia Tech hasn't had 30 in a game since week 6 of 2018.
That's a big-time number at the college football level. You see teams win week in, week out, throwing in the 25, in the 20s, in completions.
Mendoza, pocket clean, fires complete near the marker. It'll be just shy after a 9-yard gain to Jordan King, the redshirt sophomore from Portland, Oregon.
A lot of different guys Mendoza throwing to, and everybody continues to come up big for Fernando Mendoza.
They hand it off. And it's going to be right at the marker. Zach Levitian, the defender, at the point of attack. More on Mendoza's first half. Mendoza is the 4th player in the last 10 seasons to complete 30-plus passes in the first half of a game versus an FBS opponent. I mean, what a game Fernando Mendoza is having. They give him the first down. So Cal will huddle up. Dave Clawson not happy.
Thought one of the referees down at the bottom had it a little short, the other had it right at the marker. Coach Clawson not happy with that one.
11 different receivers for Mendoza. Throws one complete at the 49 to Jordan King again. 11 different receivers for Mendoza have caught balls today. A 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. And they're going to review this one because I thought
Ruling on the field,
it was close to hitting the ground.
Play is under further review.
Did King trap it, though? Or did he catch it cleanly?
After an expedited review, incomplete pass.
So there you have it. That makes sense. I paused because I couldn't tell. It looked close enough to me, but I went with what the officials called. Here's a look at it. Yeah.
Right on the ground.
Yeah.
One of Wake Forest players was upset immediately and was trying to talk to the refs.
Yeah, that was Jackson Mall, who was right there in coverage. From that angle, it looks a lot closer to being a reception.
Glad the referees were able to take a second look.
2nd and 10, Ott in the backfield. Mendoza to the air, sails through the hands of Merriweather. 3rd down and 10, upcoming.
This is a big down for this Wake Forest defense. They've made some adjustments. Last couple plays sending an extra guy to attack Fernando Mendoza. On this play, I would not change a thing. I would attack him with the blitz, but tighten up my coverage on the back end to disrupt the timing.
3rd and 10. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Mendoza fires incomplete. Intended for Merriweather, who got hands on it, but could not bring in the completion. Jackson Mall in coverage, and Wake holds.
I think Brad Lambert, defensive coordinator, that's how you're going to have to call this one from here on out. Tell your guys, we need tight coverage, but we got to blitz and force Fernando Mendoza to throw the ball even faster than he's thrown it today. A great gamble, but great results.
Lachlan Wilson to punt it. Taylor Morin and Ian Versteeg back there. Morin will field it. Finds a crease and tackled by his ankles from behind past the 20-yard line. A 48-yard punt, 15-yard return. Wake Forest trailing by 2 scores. They need to score quick. Welcome back to Winston-Salem. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Cal up by 15. Noel Williams with an interception the last time Wake had the ball. They're going back on defense. A Jim Thorpe Award semifinalist. For more on that and his DC congratulating him, here's Morgan.
Well, Williams is as even keel and level-headed as it comes on and off the field, although he did have some great celebrations and was very eventful over there on that sideline. But so when Williams was announced as the semifinalist, his defensive coordinator, Peter Sirmon, congratulated him, and he looked at his coach and just said 2 words, rat poison. He's not buying into the media hype guys.
Yeah, listen, Nick Saban coined that phrase, and it is appropriate. Nobody wants to hear the praise. And I love it that the young man told his own coordinator as they are tackling Tate Carney in the backfield. Liam Johnson was the first one there. I love that he met him with a little resistance, which, by the way, his coach said, no, I agree with your take. I just wanted to let you know that I still appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. And Peter Sirmon also said about Noel Williams that last year he was a little loose with his technique. This year he's cleaned that up. Every decision he makes as just a human being, it's about football when he makes decisions in his life. And you could see that he's playing for that football now, being able to attack it and having 7 interceptions on the year now.
Deuce Alexander picks up the first down. Wake on the move. Bachmeier with time. Has a man open. It's Morin who climbs the ladder and gets it. First down into Cal territory.
That's an unbelievable catch. Great body control by Taylor Morin, and comes up big for Hank Bachmeier. That could allow this team to get some momentum offensively to come back in this one.
23-yard gain. Blitz coming. Bachmeier fires again. This time caught again by Donovan Green. Welcome back, Donovan. A touchdown on Noel Williams. 45 yards for the score, and Wake is back in this one.
Ball placement, ball placement, ball placement. Hank Bachmeier, a beautiful back shoulder throw. Donovan Green going against the best cornerback for this Cal defense, one of the best ones in the country, shows unbelievable vision tracking that football and comes up with a huge play for this offense.
Matthew Dennis for the extra point. Up and good. 8-point ball game. Home team inching a little closer. And Bachmeier and his receiving group on time. And, you know, Taylor Moore saved them a little bit. Ball's a little high. But this one right here, he put it right where he needed to.
Put it right where he needed to. And Green, great ball skills, tracking the football. Those back shoulder throws are so hard for wide receivers because when you turn back, your vision could be obstructed by the cornerback that's covering you. Green, not phased on that one.
Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, Bachmeier told me that he used to let external factors really impact his mentality, but with the experience in his 6th season of college football and 3rd program, he just brings an attitude of pretending like he's back home in Southern Cal in the backyard, playing loose and free. And guys, after that interception, he was the same guy, all business-like approach. And after the touchdown, it's all business for Bachmeier.
Marietta, California is his home. Out near Temecula, out in the desert area, Palm Desert area. And that one goes through the end zone. And Cal will begin their next drive at their own 25-yard line. That drive by Wake, by the way, 4 plays, 78 yards, a minute 14 off the clock. Now Fernando Mendoza and company will have to answer. And Cal's offense was moving the ball fairly well. And it felt like the receivers kind of let Mendoza down on that last drive a little bit.
Yeah, just a couple drops, miscommunication. Got to get back to being on the same page and really attacking outside of the numbers with your comebacks, your out routes. In the first half, that was where their bread and butter was, and they were moving up and down the field.
Jaden Ott in the backfield. Play action from Mendoza with time. Finds Ott out of the backfield. Ott lowers the shoulder near the 30, and he's down to the 31. Jackson Mull met him after a 6-yard gain.
Wake Forest is not going to allow guys to go over the top and get beat behind. They really want to keep everything in front and try to rally downhill and to make the tackle. A great job on first down by this defense. Got to come up with 2 more stops.
2nd and 4 for Mendoza. Young man from Miami, Florida. Flag on the play as we have movement up front.
False start. Number 52, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Nick Morrow, the redshirt freshman, was a tight end originally and converted to a left tackle.
Wake Forest does so much stemming with their front defensive line. On this one, they stem down. Nick Morrow just ready to go a little bit too soon.
That backs him up 5, and now it's 2nd and 9. Mendoza off his back foot, lofts one, too far for Tobias Merriweather. Jackson Mull in coverage step for step. 3rd down upcoming.
Really good coverage by Jackson Mull. Not fooled one bit.
They like Merriweather, though, to take the top off, and that attempt just didn't work out.
6'5", 195 pounds. That young man is built different, partner. I like him to take the top off, too.
Cal 3 of 9 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 9. Mendoza taken down from behind. Ball is loose. Justin Cody brought him down. Jasheen Davis.
Rolling on the field, the ball carrier was down. 4th down.
And it's 4th down. Jasheen Davis also there. Tried to get the ball.
Justin Cody does a great job on the quick stunt, but not overrunning it. He's able to play with extension, beat his block, and make a big-time hit.
A 3-yard loss. Cody, the 5th-year senior from Florida. Taylor Moore and Ian Versteeg back to receive, and more whistles.
Ruling on the field was ball carrier was down. Previous play is under further review.
So many times at the defensive line position, they'll take themselves out of the play. Justin Cody showing how unselfish he is at the start of that last one, running a pick stunt, but then understanding where he's at in the rush, seeing Fernando Mendoza step up in the pocket, able to disengage and make a big-time hit.
Let's see. Oh, no, yeah, he's down. Yeah, ball was dislodged a little bit, but Mendoza was able to re-grip it. Quincy Bryant and Jasheen Davis pounced on it.
Yeah, he has it pinned up against his body.
Yeah. It gets dislodged initially, to your point, almost kind of towards like the left hip area, but he's able to corral it, and then when his keister hits the ground, it pops out again.
Yeah, Justin Cody, big hit, right? And when you're hitting and you're wrapping guys up and coming down on the football, the ball can move a little bit.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. The ball carrier was down prior to losing possession.
Yeah, so
fourth down.
Just as we said, fourth down. First 3 and out for Cal of the game.
Nice adjustments by Brad Lambert. You're going to need a couple more of those.
All right, so Ian Versteeg and Taylor Morin back there at the 37 and 32-yard line. Lachlan Wilson to punt it. Skies this one. Morin backpedaling at the 30. Makes a man miss. Makes a second man miss. The ball gets popped out. Hunter Barth picks it up again. Hunter Barth, who had the forced fumble early in the game, is the recipient of a fumble by Taylor Morin.
Rushing in waves, this Cal punt team. First man gets down, doesn't get him. Next guy gets a shot at Morin, doesn't get him. Multiple guys, shot after shot, and one gets there and jars it loose.
Wow, what a job there by Ryan Yates, who forced the fumble. There's a flag on the play. It could be for celebration. Let's hear from Gary Patterson.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, number 8 for the kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from where the loss of possession was at the beanbag. First down.
So there's 2 number 8s. Could be Mikey Matthews. It could be Josiah Wagner. So we don't know which one. But those are the 2 number 8s. And there you see Morin. There it is, popped out. What a hit. Right on the ball.
Ball, top of the helmet, right on the football, right? College football, you can't lead with the crown of your head, but you can lead with it when you're hitting the football. Going to see the face mask right in the middle of your screen. He's got to replace his hands. Gets it high up there and keeps it up there the whole entire time.
It looks to be Mikey Matthews there with the face mask. So that will cost Cal 15 yards. So Barth now has a forced fumble and a fumble recovery for Cal. 3rd turnover for Wake Forest.
These are the ones you can't live with as a football team. When you think that your offense is getting ready to get the ball and something happens. 2 huge mistakes from guys who are staples of Wake Forest's football team. Damon Claiborne fumbles a kickoff return, and Taylor Moran fumbles a punt return.
So Wake Forest has the ball. Claiborne on the run. TJ Bowlers with the tackle.
Every play, every whistle, guys have to finish the play with the football. A lot of confusion right now. I don't know how the last possession turned into
the Wake Forest
Forest's
possession,
ball.
right? Yeah, they didn't explain that, so I was curious. That's why I was very hesitant to call Wake.
No, the way that they called it was a penalty.
Right.
And the
But on the
face mask-
return.
On the return. But the penalty, I'm guessing, happened before the fumble, and that's why Wake Forest returned possession.
That must be the only way, yeah.
Retained for possession on that one.
Yeah, must be the key, because I don't feel like we got the proper explanation there. But nonetheless, it's Wake Forest ball. Bachmeier on the run. Bachmeier picks up the first down as he gets past the 40-yard line. An 11-yard run.
I think that's what Hank Bachmeier is going to have to continue to do. Now that you've showed that to this Cal defense, when that pocket collapses, got to be able to make those quick decisions and use his legs to get what he could get.
Bachmeier lets it rip. Incomplete, but a flag on the play. Cam Sidney in coverage. The ball intended for Deuce Alexander.
Cam Sidney never gets his eyes around to try to make a play on the football. He's trying to play through Alexander.
Defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And we now do have clarification, by the way. Big O, you were right. Even though we didn't get it on the field. But the booth has called our production crew and told us that on that fumble that Connor Barth recovered, the Mikey Matthews personal foul on the face mask happened while Morin was running. So that's why Wake Forest got the ball back. 6 penalties, 70 yards now for Cal. Slow mesh, Bachmeier lets it rip over the head of his intended target, Deuce Alexander.
Unable to adjust. That's been one of the rare times that we've seen a Wake Forest offensive player get behind this Cal defense. Hank Bachmeier trying to hook up with Deuce Alexander. 6 inches down, and that's a touchdown.
Claiborne breaks through the holes, trying to spin out of trouble, and gets to the 20. Craig Woodson, Miles Williams brought him down after a gain of 6.
His acceleration is so impressive. It's almost like he's at a stop, and then the hole is created, and he bursts through it.
Bachmeier, pressure coming. Runs out of trouble, goes down. Hunter Barth is a man on the mission.
Hunter Barth, I want you to watch him at the top of your screen. He gets cut, and he continues to run, and he's relentless. Big-time sack. This young man is balling with this opportunity that's presented itself today.
Matthew Dennis for a long field goal attempt. It's 51 yards this attempt. He has not attempted one from 50-plus this season.
The club on the right hand.
6th sack of the game for Cal prior to this field goal attempt. And the kick is blocked. The ball is still loose. It's picked up by Cal. Noel Williams corralled it inside the 30. TJ Bowlers with the block. Wow.
There's been a lot of exciting things going on in this game today, and special teams having such a huge impact where massive plays have happened, game-changing plays. When you're kicking long field goals, the ball tends to have a lower trajectory. Cal's defense, everybody hands up, able to get a paw on that one.
This has been insane, this game. There's been everything you can imagine happening in this game tonight. Welcome to Friday After Dark. Mendoza keeps, big hole, dives forward for the first down as he's taken down at the 16.
Mendoza, good thing he pulled that one, because Jasheem Davis just leveled a guy in the backfield. Mendoza really keyed in on what's going on in this football game, making all the right reads today for this offense.
12-yard gain, 1st and 10 from the 16. Jet Thomas trying to bounce it to the outside. Drags a couple of defenders to the 21-yard line. A 5-yard gain. Ranson Combs riding the back of Jet Thomas. Good block, by the way, by Jack Hendries, the tight end.
I like Cal running that run play to the field, really forcing this defense of Wake Forest to run sideline to sideline. They've already run a ton of plays in this game.
Ball at the 11-yard line. Jet Thomas wide open, and behind him, Mendoza did not place the ball properly there.
A rare miss. If he puts it out in front of Jet Thomas, he might be untouched into the end zone with his speed and his playmaking ability. Mendoza a little bit behind with the throw.
Mike Blesh will want to circle that one because Thomas was open. Came all the way across the field for that one. Empty backfield on 3rd and 5. They need to get to the 6 for the first down. A slant tap, Merriweather for the first down to the 4. Ranson Combs on the tackle.
You don't usually see 6'5" wide receivers catching slip screen. Tobias Merriweather gets that one and gets a little bit of yards after the catch.
1st and goal. They'll mark him down at the 3. Ott met in the backfield. A loss on the play. Kevin Pointer at the point of attack.
Wake Forest has won those matchups when Cal has tried to run the ball inside the tackle box. It's the outside stuff that they've really struggled on today. And Cal has been able to capitalize play after play by really stretching the field.
30 seconds or so on the clock. 2nd and goal. They fake it to Grizel. Mendoza walks in. 5-yard score.
Today you've seen Cal do so many things offensively. In the first half, attack outside the numbers. This particular drive was the drive of motion, sending a lot of guys in zip and zap motions. It unlocks the C gap of the defense and really puts the defense in conflict. This is a great job, and Mendoza's able to walk in because of the plays that they've ran on the previous plays they've ran on this drive.
Derek Morris, extra point is up and good. 7 plays, 28 yards. After the blocked field goal attempt, Noel Williams recovered it, put him in motion. Mendoza scores to cap it off. Our Week 11 ACC Network football lineup continues tomorrow. NC State hosting Duke at 3:30 Eastern. Will cap off the night with number 18 Pitt and Virginia at 8 Eastern. Both games also available on the ESPN app. An in-state rivalry, Wolfpack and Blue Devils in the early tilt. And Pitt trying to bounce back off a tough loss last week to SMU against Tony Elliott's squad. Ryan Coe to kick it off. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Huber with you here. Claiborne will field it inside his 5. And wrapped up at the 16-yard line. Noel Williams. Man, 13-yard return.
Man's all over the field, right? I mean, Damon Claiborne is a tough ass to get down in the middle of the field, but open field tackles, Noel Williams shows you that he's ready for that challenge. Great form tackle.
14 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Wake down 2 scores. Bachmeier batted down by David Reese, the 5th-year senior.
Getting him back healthy is only going to elevate the play of this Cal defense. He has been in the backfield time and time again today, doing a really good job of disengaging and tracking the football.
Bachmeier being chased from behind, gets out of trouble somehow. Dives forward. Should have enough for the first down. An 11-yard gain. Hank Bachmeier showing off the footwork.
That's the end of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. Cal up 36-21. Wake trying to stay alive here at home. This game has been as ACC games get. They're always fun and wild, and look at this. A fumble there by Taylor Bourne, recovered by Cal, called back by a penalty, then a blocked field goal by Cal on Wake Forest, recovered by Noel Williams, and then Mendoza caps it off as he walks in for the score. George Sedano later, Frank and Morgan Huber with you here. A fun one in Winston-Salem. Bachmeier throws it into the flat to Claiborne, and he picks up a nice chunk of change there.
That was an angry grab by DeMond Claiborne, plucking that football out of there.
5-yard gain. Claiborne finds the hole, gets through, breaks some tackles. You can't tackle that guy as he gets near midfield, down to the 48. A first down after a 16-yard gain. Craig Woodson and Miles Williams finally brought him down.
Nice job by Bachmeier getting up there and shielding off, allowing Claiborne to operate with a little bit more space. Nice explosive run.
Bachmeier keeps it, tosses it to the boundary to Morin. Morin out of bounds. Let's check in with Morgan.
It's been a whirlwind of emotions on this Wake Forest sideline, from celebration to frustration to silence, as they've been locked in on the Jumbotron, just hoping their offense can get something going. And Bachmeier told me that this is a gritty, resilient team. He said, we've handled adversity well before, and when we're punched in the mouth, we have the opportunity to show how we can respond, and they're doing that right now on this drive, guys.
They are definitely doing that, Morgan. They pick up a first down to Horatio Fields, a 14-yard gain.
Yeah, Bachmeier doing a really good job of allowing the linebackers to step up and then fitting the ball right behind them.
Claiborne darts through the hole, picks up 6. Well, no, they'll say 5 now. The referee faked me out. The official stepped on the 31 and then went back to the 30. A 5-yard gain. Xavier Carlton with the tackle.
Another nice run by Claiborne. Another nice block by Hank Bachmeier.
And here's the deal. When we talked to the Cal folks, they all circled number 1. They said, we got to stop that guy or limit that guy as best we can. Claiborne on the ground.
He's a game record. They talked about when getting to him, bringing him down with the first tackle or not allowing him to break tackles. I'd say they've done a pretty good job tonight. Got to finish this one with 12, little bit less than 13 minutes left. 3rd and 2.
Claiborne again. Claiborne skips through the hole, spins around, stays on his feet, and taken down at the 10-yard line. A 17-yard gain.
This is a tough physical run. Great body control, unbelievable balance. Just keeps those legs going.
Claiborne looks a little tired. 22 carries, 107 yards. He gets it again on the slow mesh and picks up more positive yardage down to the 4. A 5-yard gain. Buchanan brought him down. And a man down for Cal.
California player.
This is the worst part about the game of football. Never like seeing the injuries. You can see a lot of guys from that Cal football team going up, checking on their fellow brother. You know what that young man put in. You know the hard work, the different things that that person goes through. The game of football, Ryan McCullen has been dinged up already this year. That means so much to this football team. It's a brotherhood, right? The game of football.
McCullough, such a dynamic player. They told us today he was on a pitch count because of those previous injuries, Orlando. The good news is he's walking off on his own power.
One of the guys that have really got after it today for that Cal defense, coming off the edge from that outside linebacker position.
Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator for Wake, Sending in the call to Hank Bachmeier. Bachmeier gonna take it in himself. Touchdown! A 4-yard plunge for Bachmeier.
I love the play call by offensive coordinator Warren Ruggiero, but I love the decision even better by Hank Bachmeier. Getting out there on the edge, making a quick decision to pull it down and use his legs.
Took a big hit, paid for it. Wake Forest going for 2. Let's go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. 11 plays, 84 yards, 3:29 off the clock. Bachmeier scores. And it's time to go for 2 in this one. Bachmeier gets the Dos. Harry Lodge, the redshirt sophomore from Cambridge, Massachusetts, gets the 2-point conversion.
Big body target, Harry Lodge, 6'6", 240 pounds. Hank Bachmeier showing some touch, gets it right out in front of Hunter Barth. Good job putting up 2 more points, going for 2 and converting.
The ACC Fall Championships continue Sunday with the men's soccer quarterfinals starting at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and continue Thursday with the semifinals. All matches right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app, the home of ACC Championships. Both these teams are alive in that men's tournament at the moment. Wake Forest and Cal. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Do you try like an onside maybe if you're Wake?
No, there's so much time left in this game.
I was just thinking the trickery. I mean, we've seen everything else in this game so far. It's been a wild one. Noah Williams fields it. Busted it to the outside and takes a big hit at the 22-yard line, an 18-yard return. I mean, we've seen everything in this game, Orlando. So that's the only thing that we needed, the cherry on top. Here's Fernando Mendoza's numbers, like record-breaking type stuff in the first half with 40 attempts. Less so in the second half, although I feel like his receivers and his offensive line have let him down a bit.
Yeah, the guys around him got to take another bite out of this one. The game's not over yet. Cannot relax. Got to come up big, make some plays for Fernando Mendoza.
Kyan Grays is at the top of this formation, and he's being chatted up by the officials. Mendoza fires complete. His 50th pass attempt to Jordan King to the 30-yard line. He'll be 3 yards shy.
I like the play call by offensive coordinator Mike Flesch. Got to settle your offense back down. Get back to that sprint right. Allow Mendoza to use his legs if he wants to, but really put the defense and the second-level defenders in conflict. Do they come downhill and try to get Mendoza or stay in coverage?
2nd and 2. Mendoza finds his man, Mikey Matthews. Gets the first down inside the 40, or past the 40 rather, at the 41, an 11-yard gain.
I like Cal keeping their foot on the gas pedal, staying aggressive. They've lost 4 games this year by a total of 9 points. You know how you don't lose close games? You don't make them close. You keep your foot on the gas pedal and keep on trying to score. So I like them being aggressive right now.
1st and 10. Mendoza on the roll. Throws it. Complete to Matthews. Another first down. By the way, I now have an explanation as to why the officials were talking to Kyan Grays earlier. Noel Williams, the other number 3, lost his helmet on special teams. They were talking to him like, hey, you can't be in the game if you lost your helmet. He's like, I'm the other number 3.
Referees, he didn't get the note. There's 2 of us out here today.
There's a lot of double numbers out there, officials, just letting you know. That's why I was worried. Why are they both talking to him? 1st and 10, ball in Wake territory at the 43. He finds Ott. Ott tripped up inside the 40 to the 38 by Zamari Stevenson. A 5-yard gain.
That's a really good job by Zamari Stevenson coming downhill, making an open field tackle on Jaden Ott. If he does not make that tackle, strike up the band, Cal, they would have gotten it back into the end zone.
Mendoza already a career high 368 yards with 9:23 to go in the 4th. Dyches in motion. Mendoza, pressure coming by Davis. He finds his target, Grizel, for a 1st down.
Fernando Mendoza throws the ball before Grizel even gets out of his break. That's just trust in the guys around you that they're going to make the right play, the right read. They're really feeling themselves right now offensively for the Cal.
Well, you know, they talked to us about it. Mike Blesh, the offensive coordinator for Cal, told us about how they want him exploiting teams, exploiting matchups, and he just understands how they want to attack on offense. Ott in trouble in the backfield. Jasheem Davis wrecking that run for sure.
Yeah, great job by Jasheem getting upfield, seeing the offensive tackle go away, but still getting upfield a couple yards, creating that speed bump for Ott. But back to what you were saying, partner, about Mendoza. People forget it's only his 15th start. This young man has been wheeling and dealing, and the ceiling is really, really high for him.
Mike Blesh, the offensive coordinator, has a lot of trust in this young man. A 6-yard loss. He's in trouble now. Down he goes. B.J. Williams and Kevin Pointer brought down Mendoza.
We haven't seen much pressure from this Wake Forest defense. Much hits on the quarterback. This is one of the rare times where the coverage on the back end matches the pass rush up front. Great job. I said it earlier, a party in the backfield and everybody's invited. This time it goes for Wake Forest. Everybody's invited. Getting to Fernando Mendoza and getting him down to bring up a massive 3rd down.
3rd sack of the game for the Demon Deacons. 3rd and forever after a 9-yard loss.
If you're Cal, you got to play for field goal.
Timeout,
Cal.
That's their first
They're going to talk this over
half.
on 3rd and
Media
25.
timeout.
We'll step aside. Cal leading by a score, and Justin Wilcox wants to talk it over. Welcome back to ACC Network Football, presented by Dr. Pepper. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Huber with you here at a Legacy Stadium in Winston-Salem. Fernando Mendoza, he's been balling out, man. Back-to-back games for him, 350-plus yards and 2 or more TDs. The guys in front of him have done pretty well for themselves at Cal. You saw Jared Goff, Davis Webb do it 4 straight games. That's all in the last 20 seasons. I mean, he idolizes Tom Brady, but he's gotten a lot of advice, he's told us, from Jared Goff. He's spoken to Aaron Rodgers, to Cal legends. This guy is a student of the game.
Yeah, use your resources. These guys went to Cal. They want to see success at their alma mater. Use your resources anytime you get an opportunity.
78th play of the game for Cal. Mendoza on the wide receiver screen to Matthews. Matthews will be shy of the marker, but closer to field goal range at the 36 and more manageable. Ryan Coe is coming out for another long field goal attempt. He hit one of 54 before the end of the first half. That is a season long for Ryan Coe. Another,
do it again.
Yep, another 54-yarder. He barely got it over. He hit it just off the bar.
First one was from the right hash. This one's from the left hash.
Excellent observation. Here's the kick. It's good. He's got it. Ryan Coe feeling himself.
You like the adjustment by special teams coach? The first one that was on the right hash squeaked in and hit off the upright to go in. Now you run a nice little screen to get the ball on the left hash this time. Change the angle up a little bit. Ryan Coe, 2 big field goals.
That would have been good from 60 plus.
Career high after career high.
Justin Wilcox putting a lot of trust in a young man who had struggled early this season, and you see the coach fired up.
Fired up because the kicking game hasn't been that great. They've lost games this year because of the kicking game. It's been a musical chairs at that position. So love to see the raw emotion by Coach Wilcox.
When you asked Coach Wilcox during our meeting this week, things you need to work on out of the bye, he said 4th down defense, punt return yardage, and field goals, to your point. That drive, 9 plays, 42 yards, 5 minutes, 1 second off the clock, 54-yard field goal by Ryan Coe, his second from that distance.
That was a big-time drive by this Cal football team, being able to put some more points up on the board.
And he kicks it through the end zone. Earlier this season, some struggles, as we mentioned, by Cal's kicking team. Here was Coe in Pittsburgh, his hometown. Missed that one. That would have won the game for them. Here's against NC State. That's Derek Morris, who was perfect up until then. We did that game at Berkeley. Morgan, you and myself. But Ryan Coe avenging a tough season right now. Bachmeier on the roll. Throws it too high for his intended target, Donovan Green. And Green took a shot, too.
When you're rolling out, you got to be able to protect your wide receivers. Put that ball on their body a little bit more so they can make a move and protect their body as they're going down to the ground.
Bachmeier, the slow mesh, keeps it. Lets it fly! Incomplete. Matthew Littlejohn in coverage. Deuce Alexander, the intended target. And the crowd here, not happy. They thought a little too much contact there. But they were both kind of pushing each other a little bit.
Yeah, Matthew Littlejohn was called earlier for a penalty, not locating the football and getting his head around.
3rd and 10 for Bachmeier. Throws it incomplete, intended for Alexander.
That was just an incredible play by the defensive line of Cal. Put an offensive lineman in the lap of Hank Bachmeier, not allowing him to follow through with his throw and throw an accurate ball.
4th and 10, they're going for it. His time's running out with 6:24 on the clock. Bachmeier's been up and down in this one. 3 of 11 on 3rd downs, now make it 3 of 12, but on 4th down, they're going for it. Bachmeier with time, finds his man, Taylor Moore, over the middle for a 1st down. Huge play there, keeping the game alive after an 18-yard gain.
Big-time catch, showing up at a big-time moment. The safety blanket, Taylor Morin, deep in count. Bachmeier puts it right on the money.
8th catch, 103 yards for Morin. Slow mesh again. Bachmeier in trouble, and he throws it away. Xavier Carlton had him by the collar.
This is not the position you want to be, Wake Forest offensively, where you have to really rely on that slow mesh every couple plays, because this defensive line of Cal is really creating havoc and putting guys in the backfield, putting pressure on Hank Bachmeier.
By the way, Taylor Morin, 133 yards away from being the all-time receiving leader, and at 20 catches away. Make that now 19 catches away from being the all-time receptions leader at Wake Forest. As he gets taken down at the 50, it'll be 3rd and short coming up.
He's so good for this offense. Typically plays at that slot position, but when he was younger, played a little outside. He knows how to get open in space and understands what defenses are throwing at him.
The field goal is in play here, by the way, still. Bachmeier to Alexander on the sideline. And taken down after the 1st down at the 40.
That ball had some zip on it. Deuce Alexander snatches it out of the air, all hands. Love to see a wide receiver make a catch like that.
10-yard gain. Carney takes this one. Carney lowers the shoulder, but stood up at the 34-yard line. A 6-yard gain. Craig Woodson lowered the shoulder on him.
That's a big collision. Those are the collisions that makes me happy that I'm retired from playing the game of football. That was a physical tackle by Craig Woodson.
A line shift along the D-line for Cal. 2nd and 4. Bachmeier all day. Pump fakes. Now throws it at the feet of Carney. Incomplete pressure there by Czech Ball.
Czech Ball, relentless with his rush effort. Only rushing 3 on that last play. Quarterback has to hold the ball a little longer and show patience to push the ball down the field. But Czech Ball beats up his guy and is able to get a hit on Bachmeier.
Bachmeier tucks and runs. Bouncing off defenders, picks up the first down. An 8-yard gain to the 26.
I really like where Bachmeier starts. He goes through his progression really quick. Quarterback draw, gets upfield, but then gets back into the inside where his help is at, where some blockers are to move the chains.
Bachmeier drops back again. Pressure coming, hit in the face, incomplete. Flag on the play, and that's going to be a hit to the helmet. It looks like on Ryan McCullough.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 43, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's an easy call.
Yeah, when you're that high with the hit, the referee's going to call that at the quarterback position every time. Just want to sink your hips a little bit more.
Penalties enforced half the distance.
So it's going to be half the distance. That's a big, big penalty.
Half the distance.
Yep, inside the 30. So it'll be get him a little closer now to the 13. Bachmeier to Carney on the wheel route. Carney spun down near the marker. He'll get the first down to the 2, an 11-yard gain. David Reese able to corral him.
Really nice job in coverage by David Reese coming from that outside linebacker position.
Carney up the middle, gets in the end zone for a touchdown.
Takes all 11 guys. Hank Bachmeier, a couple big-time throws on this drive, sitting in the pocket, knowing he's going to take a shot. But then Carney, the hammer, running behind his pads, goes and gets the couple yards to get it, finish in the end zone.
12 plays, 75 yards, 2:42 off the clock, capped off by the Carney touchdown. Extra point attempt by Matthew Dennis. Up and good. We got a 3-point ball game here in Winston-Salem. A barn burner. All sorts of stuff happening. You got to stick around for the finish, folks.
ACC Network Football is presented by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Welcome back to Winston-Salem. A beautiful night here. Cal leading by 3, trying to hold on. Wake Forest has run the ball for 120 rushing yards. Cal has 68. Why is that important? Cal is 1-9 when allowing 120-plus rushing yards since last season. And the ball goes out of bounds for the second time for Wake Forest on a kickoff by Caleb Carlson.
Kickoff out of bounds, kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Repeated mistakes by this Wake Forest football team. Such a tight game when you're looking for, you need one more big play. You're thinking in a game that so many different things have happened.
By the way, that stat I just gave you for Cal, 1-9 when allowing 120-plus rushing yards since last season. Wake is worse. They're 1-11 in that same scenario. Shout out to Gramlich and McLean's podcast for that stat. I got that today. Ott takes the ball up the middle. And he picks up 4. He's trying to add to that rushing total. It's up to 72 now for Cal.
I think this is what you have to do, Cal. You huddle up. You take as much time off the clock as possible. You run the football in between the tackles, outside the tackles. Really force this Wake Forest defense to cover sideline to sideline. But I would not even attempt to throw the ball in this situation, George. The way that they have lost their 4 games, a total of 9 points this year, so much close games. I wouldn't give Wake Forest another opportunity.
Wake Forest has 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. Ott again, searching for a hole, stood up by Nick Anderson and Devon Patterson.
I'm on the right hash right now. I would be looking close to the right hash. I would be trying to run something to the field towards Cal's bench. Some form of wide zone. Allow either Jaden Ott or Jet Thomas to read it out one gap at a time to try to convert and move the chains.
It's Jaden Ott in there, and he's split out wide. Empty backfield. 3rd and 4 for Mendoza. Ott back in the backfield. Now swings out again. Mendoza, pressure coming. Off his back foot. Incomplete. And Wake stops it. Kevin Pointer. Kendron Wayman with the pressure on Mendoza. Cal forced to punt.
That was the worst thing that could happen for this Cal football team. Put the ball in the air and stops the clock with the incompletion. If you're Wake Forest, you've got to feel really good about this situation. Starting off the season 0-2 in close games. Since then has been 3-0 in close games. So you got to feel really good right now if you're Wake Forest.
Second 3 and out for Cal. Taylor Morin and Ian Versteeg to field it. Lachlan Wilson punts it end over end. Morin will field it and fair catch it at the 17-yard line. A 43-yard punt, no return. Again, Wake 3 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning. Or 2-minute timeout, rather.
Positive plays. Your Wake Forest immediately cannot give up a sack in this situation. Let's get a nice, easy read for Hank Bachmeier and a positive play if you decide to throw the ball and put it in the air.
And for Cal, their star linebacker, Kedu Luave, in street clothes, although Hunter Barth has played really well for them when he's been in there. Bachmeier drops back, clean pocket, lets it rip to the sideline. It's complete near the marker to Deuce Alexander, the redshirt freshman from Georgia.
Bachmeier's pass hangs out in the air a little bit. Alexander, great job tracking the football, bringing it in.
2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout.
2nd and 1 upcoming. Wake Forest trying to pull off the comeback. We're back at Winston-Salem. Cal trying to hold on to a 3-point lead. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Hank Bachmeier and company, they gave them the first down during the timeout on that last pass attempt.
Continue to work your quick passing game for Wake Forest.
Bachmeier with time, lets it rip, intercepted! Liam Johnson! The senior from New Jersey, a Princeton transfer.
Cade Uluwave goes down early in this game for this Cal defense. And now we see Liam Johnson having a huge play. Hunter Barth as well. Just that linebacker corps, really, really good. Runs the route for the receiver and is able to pluck that football out the air.
Cal has lost 4 games by a total of 9 points this season. Tons of heartbreakers. Wake has 3 timeouts still. They hand it off to Ott. Gets through the hole for 2 yards. Nick Anderson brought him down.
Timeout, Wake Forest. That's their first charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
First timeout for Wake. 2 timeouts left. I mentioned those close losses for Cal. And there have been, as I mentioned, a number of nail biters. None have gone their way in these scenarios. Florida State, they were trailing, got the ball to the 12-yard line, turned it over on downs. Then Miami, they were up 25. That one, Miami scores with under 90 seconds to go. Pittsburgh, we showed you earlier, a missed 40-yard field goal by Ryan Coe, under 2 minutes. And then NC State, the game we did, 1:34 left. They missed the field goal, Derek Morris. And when we talked to Justin Wilcox about those end-of-game scenarios, he said, look, if you start worrying about the end of the game, you're chasing ghosts. We're not Ghostbusters. We got to stay in the moment. And right now, they are focused and came up big with an interception.
Yeah, you also talked about it being frustrated but not hopeless because it's only 9 points. They need to finish this drive in the end zone to not worry about that.
Mendoza keeps. He's going to take off, and he dives down near the 15 to the 16. Fernando Mendoza with that big first down. Mendoza keeps again. This time met at the 11-yard line by Levichian and Hazen.
Timeout, Wake Forest. That's their third and final timeout of the half. A 30-second timeout.
Apologies for those technical issues. We lost transmission for a moment. We're back here in Winston-Salem. Fernando Mendoza had a huge run to get Cal into the red zone. A career high for him, 10 carries, 52 yards. Here's the big run for Mendoza that put them in this position to potentially seal it.
Does a great job using the backside cut. Goes down. And now I don't know if that was the best decision with this 3rd and 5. Having 1 minute and 14 seconds left. I think you have to do one of those quarterback speed options, similar type plays right here, and let Fernando Mendoza make the decision.
Mendoza with a career high passing and rushing today. Javian Thomas, touchdown! The exclamation point for Cal, an 11-yard score. They are the Ghostbusters tonight. Who are you going to call? The Cal Bears.
Javian Thomas, we talked about him in the open tonight. We knew that these running backs had to come out big, and they were going to have an effect on this game. Jet Thomas uses the Jets to get to the edge, to get in the end zone for this Cal football team and extend the lead.
Cal rushing, 30 carries, 116 yards, 2 TDs. The extra point, up and good by Derek Morris. Both kickers participating today. Ryan Coe with 2 monster field goals from 54 yards. This game has shown us everything, anything you could think of. The only thing we didn't see was an onside kick. We saw block kicks, we saw interceptions, fumble recoveries for touchdowns. You name it, we pretty much saw it. It's a 10-point game at the moment.
Both these teams today came off their bye week. We saw many different wrinkles from both sides. It's been such an exciting game watching these two clubs trade blow for blow.
Cal looking for their first ACC victory after all those heartbreak losses that we referred to earlier.
When you lose close, and every single time you do that, it could become your team's identity. I've been on football teams where in those moments, the moment right before this play for Cal, you're like, here we go again as a football team.
Yeah. Ryan Coe kicks it off. Claiborne lets it go in the end zone. Tomorrow afternoon, the ACC Huddle starts the day at a special time of 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. From Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh with a 90-minute pregame show leading into Duke NC State. Manny Diaz and Dave Doran will do battle at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Then the Huddle crew is back at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific to wrap up Saturday afternoon with the highlights and the analysis that you need and get you set for Virginia and Pitt at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Wes Durham, Tom Luginbill, and Dana Boyle on the call in that one. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you, and Bachmeier goes down again.
Devin Reese coming from that outside linebacker position. Cal only rushing 3 defensive linemen. Reese doing a great job using his technique and getting after it.
Reese been hurt a lot this year. Bachmeier takes a hit, delivers incomplete to Horatio Fields.
This offensive line for Wake Forest has struggled all day in protecting Hank Bachmeier, taking another big hit as he's releasing the ball.
David Reese, as you mentioned, with the pressure, and he's on the edge again. Bachmeier looking, throws it, tipped, picked off. Craig Woodson, the 5th-year senior. When they talk about Noel Williams being a pro, they say the guy that's right there with him all the time is Craig Woodson. Those two kids have built a lifestyle around football. They never tap out. Incredible examples for the whole team.
Always practice as well for this football team. Never guys that want a day off, a veteran day. I've been in this system. Cam Sidney, great job in coverage, able to get the tip. Greg Woodson with the exclamation point.
4th turnover and victory formation for the Cal Bears. Mendoza kneels it. And that'll do it. The two coaches approaching each other. A fun game here, but not so fun if you're on the losing side for Dave Clawson. But Justin Wilcox has to be thrilled, man.
We talked about it at the start of this game. Both these two teams coming into this matchup today, 4-4. You know, winning a football game, getting closer to bowl eligibility. Cal able to get that done today. Now with 5 wins on the season and their first ACC win of the year from joining the ACC a year ago. So just a great job using that bye week, creating some wrinkles coming out here and getting over the hump in a close game environment.
Congrats to Cal, their first conference win as a member of the ACC. 87 plays today, 500 yards, total yardage on the nose.
Career high from Fernando Mendoza in passing, career high in running today as well.
And we told you this earlier today. These were the percentages with a win or with a loss for them to reach bowl eligibility, these two teams. A huge blow to Wake Forest. And Cal now looking real good.
Remaining teams Wake Forest has to play is UNC. They will be at the University of Miami, and they play against Duke here in a couple weeks as well.
Let's send it down to Morgan with Justin Wilcox.
Coach, you've been in a number of one-score games this season. How was this team, though, able to finish tonight?
Oh, you know, it wasn't pretty, certainly in the second half, but you got to give them a lot of credit. Wake Forest is a really well-coached team with good players. I thought quarterback and running back played lights out. But I'm really proud of our team for finding a way in the end, you know, getting a turnover late, Liam, and making a big play. I think the quarterback, you know, Fernando did some good things today, but there's a lot we can improve upon for sure.
A career day for your quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, on the ground and through the air. What was it that impressed you most about his performance?
Well, he's just such a competitive guy. I mean, he's always going to show up and compete. There's never a question of whether he's going to be ready to go. So he's going to get better and better, and he threw the ball really well tonight, certainly in streaks, and then he did some really good things with his feet, so I'm really proud of him.
Your kicker, Ryan Coe, with not just one, but 2 54-yard field goals that ended up being a big difference in this game tonight. How much trust did you have in him?
A ton. We think Ryan's a really talented kicker, so we kind of have Derek doing some stuff for us. So between the two of them, again, we're kicking too many field goals, but thankfully they made them all, and really proud of those guys.
Congrats, Coach, on your very first ACC victory.
All right, thank you.
Guys.
What a job today by the kickers who've had a rough go for sure, Orlando.
Yeah, today you saw offense, defense, and special teams have a huge impact on the game. Fernando Mendoza was exceptional with his reads and how we operated this offense.
And he's with Morgan.
All right, let's do it live. Why not? As Fernando just said. Fernando, what did it take down the stretch for this team to hang on?
This team, I really think we played a complete game. The defense held up amazing. Special teams, we had turnovers. And then offense, we're able to score points in the second half when it mattered most. That's been a trend for us. When we've had those fourth quarter games, but they've been so close. But it's just a testament to our team, our grit, and our culture to be able to push this one out in tough opponent territory.
A career day for you through the on the ground and through the air. What was it that made you so successful?
Yeah, I mean, it was a ton of things. It was my teammates, my coaches, everybody. I could be here days on, days on. I also just want to, I know my mom's watching, I'm going to shout out my mom and give God all the glory.
Yeah, your mom, you call her your inspiration. You know, what's going through your mind right now with picking up your very first ACC victory?
It's amazing. I've grown up an ACC fan from a little kid, and just my mom, how she always reinforces the positive confidence in myself. So in the first half, when I threw an interception, it's, hey, we got to be positive. I got to be positive for myself, for my teammates, and for my team. And so that's a big thing that she's taught me and that I've carried over to the football field.
Fernando, congratulations. Enjoy this one and the long plane ride home tomorrow.
Thank you. Go Bears.
Thank you, Morgan, and thank you, Fernando. What a young man, huh? His mom obviously dealing with an illness. He actually is raising awareness and money for that illness through a local restaurant in Berkeley. And he gets his first ACC victory today. Our final score here. Cal 46, Wake Forest 36. This has been a Braden Presh production. For our statistician, Russ DeLynn, our spotter, Ted Kozak, for Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber, I'm George Sedano. Thanks for watching. So long from Winston-Salem, the Cal Bears finally victorious in the ACC. Good night.